Yo, what's going on, people? DJ Boxer Live then. Watching the Mayweather fight versus the Logan Paul. Coming right under a minute now in the last round, and Logan Paul's gone the distance. I don't think he actually won the fight, but he's shown that even in that weight, that extra weight he had here, this made a whole difference. And Floyd's economical punches is obviously costing him beat up. So surprise for everyone to see that Logan's not even cut, bruised, or anything, and he's gonna come out with well confident. He's gone the distance with Mayweather. And even in the last round, he's backing Floyd up. I'm telling you, he's gonna talk mad smack. The referee, to be fair, is trying to do it. Logan Paul gave him a good strategy with the whole way and use his weight. And that's what he's doing. Floyd's missing, Floyd's missing. Now they're starting to throw. Logan's trying to taught him in the last round because he knows it's under 20 seconds now. And Floyd needs to leave these exhibitions. Look at that. Guy talking mad smack. Yeah, it took a mad smack. Floyd can't get in there because of the reach. Floyd can't do nothing about it, man. Yeah, that guy's different. Look at this guy. Floyd's upset, man. Logan Paul gone the distance. They got Jake Paul's talking crazy, bro. Now, who would ever thought that the guy would go the distance? Jake Paul's good. Jake, listen, going the distance, that's a win, man. Yo, Floyd looks sweet, bro. Yo, bro, Floyd looks so upset. Oh my god. Listen, you should leave the. Listen, if it was his younger brother, Floyd would get pieced up, man. Oh, them girls are Christian, bro. Them car girls are heavy, bro. That makes it big cool. I tell you what, if it was the younger brother, Floyd better mind out. You're about to take both the brothers. If you see the thing is, yeah, if it was a 12-round fight, then maybe he could have got him. But bro, that the weight pool, listen, they don't know what to do with themselves. That Floyd that think his own way. That weight, listen, he went against a complete novice. Listen, Floyd's lucky, you know. That guy, you know what? He done very well, man. I'm actually very impressed with Logan Paul. He's not cut, he's not hurt. He took Floyd's punches. Floyd doesn't hit that hard, man. You know what I mean? He's not Conor McGregor like Conor was near his weight. That extra weight, man, from the distance. Listen, this man here, if Floyd's being up, he's sad, bro. Yo, who won, yeah? Nah, it's a draw, innit? It's a draw, man. There's no winner or loser. Can someone tell me who won? It's no winner or loser, bro. Yo. Yeah, Floyd don't want to take that shit, bro. Floyd's upset, man. There's nothing you can do. All the pampering and everything like that, trying to smile and everything, but he's upset. It's not there no more, Floyd, man. You still leave it alone, bro. You know, you stay in this game. You know, what is pampering, bro? They congrats each other. Holding. That's what he was going to do. Here we go. What are you going to say? Here we go.
Eight rounds of exhibition. How about a hand of appreciation for both of our fighters?
Hilarious.
Floyd Money Mayweather, Logan the Maverick Paul.
And that's it, man. Hey, Ross. See? Hey, Ross, exactly. Look at it. Oh, it's embarrassing. Look at it. It's embarrassing, man.
Why not?
Lucky that's why Vegas didn't want to take the fight.
I was really hurt by that. It was.
Nah, no one's hurt, but Floyd's pride's hurt, man.
Exhibition where at least we got to watch 8 rounds. And
so February was a rematch. We ain't getting no rematch. Logan celebrating. Logan celebrating against the best in the world. He went the distance.
Me and Mayweather were the same weight at one point about 3 years, just at the end of mine and the beginning of his.
I'd love to see that.
I don't know they got 8 rounds.
You said this was going to be entertainment. What do you think?
I love it. You got to realize, I'm not 21 anymore, but it's good to move around with these young guys, test my skills, just to have some fun.
Yeah, well.
Young fighter, strong, tough. He's better than I thought he was.
Yeah, he was.
What do you think about him? What do you think about Logan Paul? He says he wants to take this sport seriously. What do you think about him?
As far as with the big guys, the heavyweights, it's going to be kind of hard. But he's a tough rough competitor. It was, good action, had fun. And I was surprised by him tonight. Good little work. Good guy.
He was fit, man.
Did you enjoy?
Oh, yes, I had fun. I just want to thank all the fans that came out.
They got their money, bro.
You guys are unbelievable. To all the fans that bought pay-per-view. Thank you.
It was entertaining.
Tonight was a fun night.
Yo, yeah, give me the link, Dan. Dan, you want to talk smack, innit? 1 minute, Dan, I'll sort you up. Oh
He
yeah.
don't got that much experience.
He was
He
the
knew how to
his
use his
game.
weight, and he knew how to tie me up tonight. So I had fun. I'm pretty sure he had fun.
Floyd's embarrassed, man.
And hopefully the fans enjoyed it.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
if that's the case, you would like to do another exhibition. He's got his brother. You know his brother would certainly love to fight you.
Oh, we don't know what the future holds, but
See, you don't want to get with he don't want to get in there with his brother. No how, no way.
I've been in this sport 25
No way.
years, and
No way, bro.
I'm not 21.
See?
I'm not 25.
See, you starting to realize. See? You got a low nigga.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ruin his legacy, bro. See, Floyd was the guy out there, man. Pride was hot. There you go, Dan. I send you the link,
Hey,
bro.
look, you
Pride
said
was
you
hot,
were
man.
to show Floyd Mayweather there are weight classes.
This guy's gonna
for
talk
a reason.
smack.
What do you think you prove to yourself? What do you
Talk
think
smack.
you show Floyd Mayweather now?
Shit, man. I don't want anyone to tell me anything is impossible ever again.
Yeah, see?
The fact that I'm in here with one of the greatest boxers of all time proves that the odds can be beat.
Yo.
I go right when they go left. I'm the unorthodox one. I'm the independent one, and everyone has the in them.
Yeah.
And everyone can beat the odds and do great things in life. But I want everyone to know that that's enough.
It's a win-win.
Floyd Mayweather, it's an honor. I hate being a dickhead. I love you guys. I love all you guys. It's one of the greatest moments of my life.
He's you know what he was swelling though? It's like he was swelling on the left side. He was swelling on the left side of his face. But
With Floyd Mayweather, when there are no people thought he would stop you.
You know, I mean,
yeah, I
you
do.
never know with this guy. You never know with this guy. Like, I'm going to go home thinking, did Floyd let me survive? Like, he's one of the GOATs. And in many ways, he controls this sport to the T. That's what makes him great. It's an honor to grace the ring with him. It's an honor to grace the ring with him.
That's what he's saying.
Man, I don't know. This is the coolest thing ever. I'm happy I made it out.
Yeah. Look at Floyd, please.
It's always something to hit.
Look at Floyd.
So what's next for you?
Please.
We're not probably going to go to the water.
Happy I made it out, you know.
Hands in the air.
Another fight?
Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul 2. I don't know.
I
Maybe
hear
a little better. Maybe I can end it next time.
Logan, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out, everyone. I love you.
Nah, it's alright, man. That's entertaining, though, bro. That's a win for them boys, there. You know that. There ain't no offensive language, man. Dan the man, come in. Dan the man.
Yo.
Floyd's upset, bro.
Well, I mean, he wanted to knock the guy out. I think he tried to, but you know, you realize you're up against a much larger guy.
I don't want to hear that bullshit, man. I don't want to hear no excuses, Dan. Floyd got embarrassed.
No excuses. I think he tried. That you're up against a guy.
Floyd, right? They asked him about his younger brother. Floyd goes, I got to talk to my team, bro, because he realized, the guy could actually hurt him. He realized, he thought he could go in there against a complete novice, and that's the only way getting him, and thought he could do it. Like, bro,
because Logan did catch him with some good shots early in the round.
Whoever gassed Floyd up, Floyd realized, if that wasn't longer, his legs would have broke. The guy was taking everything what Floyd was taking. Floyd, even when he was active, he don't throw that many punches. Floyd's lucky, in certain situations that guy was green, because if he wasn't, I was looking at him doing that jab, and I said, bro, if he just does that jab, he doesn't even try it. Floyd's banging in trouble because Floyd was trying to counter his left over, and he was just falling short because his arms are too short. I thought
exactly, that's my whole point. His counters are coming out
for a masterful game plan together. I know he got tired, but bro, he was smart enough to hold. He's not really hurt, and you know that there's a lot of highlights of him bashing Floyd around. Floyd his face after the fight. I go talk to my team. I'm not too sure if I want to fight the brother. The brother would have pieced him up.
Jake Paul would have done a better job.
He would have beat up Floyd, bro. He's quicker and he's fitter, and he would have pushed the pace. Floyd would have got banged up, bro. Floyd don't want to fight his brother. No way, no wow. I'm telling you, bro. So if he's thinking, because the thing is, they're not that good, but they're young and strong. And the other brother,
they're young and they're fresh and they're trying to have their reflexes. Floyd just passed it, man. He doesn't have it anymore. He knows that himself. He's 44 years old. Yes, he's in shape, but your reflexes are gone. Your speed is not the same. Your power, obviously that's the last thing.
It was never that good. Yeah, his power was never that good already. So he's
because of his he got power early on in his career. Of course, that got diminished due to his broken hands. But other than that,
if it was 8 rounds, well, Floyd's an 8-round fighter, really. So I think if it was 12 rounds, I think Floyd would have got him. But 8 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, but let me just say this though. I know you might think this was an exciting exhibition bout. I mean, many
Like,
people
I think I
did
might,
care to differ.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I have to give props to the undercards that did their job tonight. Chad Ochocinco, he surprised me, Brian Maxwell, he surprised me, bro. He actually could box in the southpaw stance. He actually did a pretty good job, even though he got clipped with that knockdown.
Yeah,
But he looked pretty good. Hell, I like to see him go up against Logan Paul. I think that'd be a good matchup.
nah. Chad look weak, bro. Chad look like
Huh?
he look weak, bro. He looked so vulnerable, bro. Like you could see like one punch land on his chin or anything. His body, he's so old, like you know what I mean. But I think he understands boxing. But in terms of him taking punches, nah, bro. I can see that coming. His body looks so soft. But I
Well,
give
he
him
had to cut a lot
I
of
give him
weight
respect
because he
getting in there
wasn't
though.
really in
I give,
he wasn't really in shape though. Before the
no,
fight
no,
was
he's not
announced. So,
shape. Nah, it's just he ain't box. He just ain't got boxing shape, bro. He's in shape,
yeah,
but not boxing shape. But yeah, I give him credit getting in there. Yeah, and I like to see like celebrities getting in there. But he surprised you. He looked pretty decent. I know what you mean though. But you didn't expect him to look that good though, right?
no, I did not. I thought it was going to be another Nate Robinson moment, but he looked very good in there. He held himself, held his own. He recovered pretty well after the knockdown. He got hurt pretty badly with that right hook, but he got up. He recovered quickly, got his legs back at the end. So, yeah, even though it was scrappy, it was an entertaining a 4 round exhibition bout. So he pretty much can throw himself in the mix in the hybrid, boxing circuit now with the Paul brothers and KSI's. You know what I mean? He has a right to that now.
No, man, I don't think he needs to do anything no more. I think that's it, man. That is it. I think if I'm Logan Paul, I'm cool, man. I don't need to fight no more. I want the distance with the greatest. I'm gonna milk that until the rest of my dying days, bro.
Pretty much, he said that. Yeah, he pretty much said, "I'm done with this after
Yeah,
this."
bro. Yeah, Logan's like bro, like he went the distance with one of the greatest, and Floyd's people around him, and like he can condition and do what he's doing, but he was never a big puncher. And that weight pool, crazy. Like, why would you listen? It could have that weight pool was crazy. Like, I see Leonard LB, I see the Watsons all looking at Floyd with that look. They going oh, they give that side eye like, yo, what's going on? And all these people looking at Floyd don't even know what to do with himself, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yo, all them gashes up, he don't even know what to do with himself. Like, I'm old. I'm getting. So, bro, you didn't say that when you was coming into the fight, bro. Now you got
Yeah,
paid.
you were talking about Jake Paul. You would fight Jake Paul, but now it's like you don't want to fight Jake Paul.
That guy took some shine off your resume, bro. That's a tag to say like, yo, you need to chill. He looked old against the McGregor as well, but like he did the same thing against McGregor. But that guy went against McGregor. I think he beat McGregor up, bro. If they was in a boxing fight, I think Logan Paul would beat McGregor, bro. I think he would. I
It's
think this.
possible. I mean, well, we'll have to see how Jake does against Tyron Woodley. That's going to be an interesting fight. I'm kind of entertained about that one. Because
Tyron Woodley. You talk about Tyron Woodley, yeah?
Yeah, Tyron can actually box. He actually can strike. So
Well,
we'll see how well he does. But
he's too small, man. Now his arms are too small, man.
yeah, he doesn't have the reach. I was going to say that. That's a good point. He doesn't have the reach. So
The Logan
Jake will
Paul
pick.
fight, yeah, they're fit and they got long arms, man. And Floyd was struggling to get in, and it's not like the guy hit hard, but it's just that it was just tiring. It was taxing, bro. It was taxing.
Yeah.
He was taxed. That was very, bro. It's like it was taxing. It was getting grueling. It's lucky even was 12 rounds. Floyd's like, yo, shit, get my money, get paid out of here. But he just sit there, damn. That bit. Floyd doesn't sit there, damn, man. I didn't even stop. Floyd going off the West End. I don't know what he's gonna do to himself. He have to realize that I can't box no more, man. I'm gonna get embarrassed out here. Someone's gonna have me turned over out here,
Yeah. Even if it's an exhibition bout, I mean, that's your credibility. You get knocked out, man. An
Yeah.
exhibition bout, that looks bad.
Yeah, but you're and and the thing is now the other freak are gonna call him out. Go, look, I'll call your old ass out now. Because boy, listen, if that was Pacquiao, a Furman Pacquiao would have pieced up Floyd, man. Oh man.
Well, you know what though? At this stage, if Pacquiao and Floyd would have fought, I don't know, man. Might have to favor Pacquiao this time around.
My favorite Pacquiao. Yeah, Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao beat Floyd if they fought now, man. I'll tell you
Yeah,
right now.
because Floyd, I don't think he can even make 147 anymore. He looks like he's outgrown that weight. So,
Pacquiao.
no, Floyd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, no, I take that back. He's too small. He could definitely make 147 again. He
Floyd,
can't be one.
Floyd needs to leave that sport alone, bro. Boxing
Yeah,
is different, but if you're gonna exhibition, yeah, at least have some of your weight, bro. That guy he just walked through you, bro. Imagine a real fight. That guy would beat the shit out of you, bro. Beat the shit out of you. Floyd goes up. No, Floyd said I fought a heavyweight today. Shit, that guy got a heavyweight. He's a
He was a
cruiserweight.
cruiserweight, Floyd. What the fuck you talking about?
That's what Floyd said, bro. I was laughing. I'm like, yo, that's how Floyd was like, yo, he looked so old. Hair, he got his hair, he got his hair done. Leave it alone. Hey,
Well, anyway.
I should have put money down on going the distance. I think you'd get a fair bit of change.
Oh, they was going to go the distance anyway. It was an exhibition bout, so there weren't going to be no winners or losers anyway, unless there was a knockout.
Well, that's what most people do. Floyd.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people were mad. Some people were angry because they didn't. A winner wasn't announced. I'm like, well, what do you expect? This is an exhibition bout. There aren't going to be no winners if it goes the distance or losers. So it's always been that way. I don't know what people. I guess because they kind of expected. The build up and what they expected, given the fact that Mike Tyson and Roy Jones had a very entertaining and exciting exhibition bout a few months ago. So I guess people were kind of expecting that element. But yeah, when it comes to Floyd Mayweather exhibition, I don't know, man. I mean, you get what you can. I mean, it's unpredictable. So yeah, look. Floyd did what he made his money. Logan Paul made his money, so he could definitely sell off to the sunset. He doesn't need to do this anymore. His brother could continue doing it. He's got a multi-fight year contract with Showtime, so he'll be doing this for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Well,
So speaking of his brother, I know he's got Tyron Woodley coming up. That's a pay-per-view fight. If he beats Woodley, I expect him to beat Woodley because I favor him to beat Woodley. Should he go in there against Tommy Fury? Because the Furies want that fight.
Tommy, no, man, I don't care. Tommy Fury ain't done nothing, bro. And when I saw him fight the other day against Obama, he don't earn the right to fight. Jake Paul is like the A side right now. These YouTubers, yeah, they're holding ground now. Look at the people they've been in with, yeah. KSI, look, yeah, like he lost against KSI, right? He lost against KSI, but KSI never got Floyd. Floyd went in there because Logan Paul was in the distance, bro. The YouTube, what are they gonna say now? That Floyd, bro, how can you diss them YouTubers now? They say, well, bro, Logan Paul went in the distance with Floyd.
Well, they're gonna say, well, Floyd took it easy on him. He was carrying him.
He goes, well, bro, Floyd was trying to knock him out. No, he was trying to knock him out, bro. Logan,
yeah, he was throwing those hooks with some intentions. Yeah, Floyd was trying. He was trying.
A novice. I've actually novice with no amateur bills done wrestling back, and that's what he was doing. He used wrestling and tied him up, right? Because it's not. See, he's smart. He didn't try boxing. He used what he knows, wrestling. That's what he used, didn't it? That's what he was using. And he went the distance with Floyd Money Mayweather, bro. Floyd was the A side, right? But see, Logan Paul's the A side as well. Look, I can't give you 12. I'll give you 8. Floyd should have kept negotiating. Look, give me 9 or 10. At least give me 10. 10 rounds. Nah, I can't do that. 8. 8's fair. That's a long enough, bro. 8 was long enough that he goes, I could do 8 rounds against him. But he could do 8 rounds against Floyd. All I gotta do is keep jabbing, holding. And now what's people gonna say? Them YouTubers don't deserve it. Well, he went the distance with Floyd. You know what I mean? And he's a novice. It looks like anyone could be boxing now. Anyone could be boxing now. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, Jake Paul, like I said, he's got a multi-fight deal with Showtime. So what does that tell you? You know?
Them YouTube, bro. Let it rain, bro. Floyd didn't want to fight the guys at Manny Pacquiao or Errol Spence or Furman, but then you're going against a YouTuber and you sold yourself up for a couple of things and you look like he embarrassed you, man. That's what it looked like to me. And you know what? If Floyd ever gets in an argument, they're gonna say, bro, did you go against a YouTuber and I see him piecing you up? Is that me? I saw you get pieced up by a YouTuber. Yo, what about Miguel Cotto? What about Packer? Nah, you picked him when he was old. Now this young guy pieced you up, bro. He knocked your hair off. His brother stole your hat. That's the shit.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it. They did kind of embarrass him throughout the entire process. Yeah. They did. The brothers did embarrass him. So he got pretty much. That's the first time you ever see Floyd got embarrassed by anybody.
Yeah, so. They punked him, man. I thought he was fighting for his dead wife. That's what I thought he was up to. I thought he was fighting for his dead wife.
But
Oh
you
man,
know,
that's
it
funny.
is what it is, man. You know what I mean?
That's
Look,
what you was watching it though. You watched though. Did you buy the event or you just streamed it?
I didn't buy it. Hell no, I didn't buy it.
Why support Floyd, man? I support Floyd. Floyd deserves the money.
No, but look, it is what it is, man. You know, it's an exhibition bout. I'm not mad at Floyd for it. Do what you gotta do, get your money, man. You're not a professional fighter anymore. All great fighters have done exhibition bouts, so can't knock him for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. But what do you think about the undercard, man? I mean,
That,
Jared Hurd.
man, I the card wasn't that good, man. I didn't think the card was that good.
What?
Nah,
Really?
I thought it was rubbish, man. I thought the card was rubbish.
Nah, well, other than Bobby Jack, he was in there against a novice, but that's not his fault because Pascal failed the drug test. But I mean, for 4 different PEDs. But other than that, Luis Aries and Jared Hurd, you didn't see that fight?
The Jared Hurd fight was whack.
You didn't see the fight.
I watched it. Not a guy got knocked down. I wasn't like Jared Hurd looked shot to bits, man. Literally.
Well, of course he is shot. Look at him. He's been taking way too much damage early in his career. He's a punching bag. He has no defense
That's what,
whatsoever.
he that guy. He looked like he ain't trained. He's not fighting. That wasn't at 154. It was higher weight. He had no pop, no snap. He looked drunk out there. I just like no, that wasn't a good. I didn't think the undercard was that good actually. Like, I mean, Chad. I like when Chad came in, but that was it. Here comes your boy. Here comes your boy. Here he is. There your boy. You come to bomb on Mayweather. What's that, Edge?
Hey, what's happening, people?
What's happening, man?
What's going on?
Yeah, who watched the fight of the year?
Edge, you going on like that? Go on, Edge. Tell us why, Edge.
The fight of 2021 so far.
Edge.
Go on.
Edge.
Hey, look, everybody has to give congrats to Logan Paul. Who thought Logan Paul would last 8 rounds against a legend like Floyd Mayweather?
No,
he showed poise, he showed composure, he throwed the jab.
Mm-hmm.
The holding was fantastic in there. I mean, look, he was holding like a professional holding. I'm telling you. Like, they trained for that in camp. Definitely. You can tell.
Mm. You're impressed that he lost though. He was losing rounds though. He lost round 4. I didn't win in the first 3, and then after that, he never won a round after that.
Look, yeah. There's no winner or loser. They both won. They
You
made a whole lot of money.
Score it. You have to score it. I scored it. Don't try it.
I didn't score nothing.
That's a lie.
This is not like there's no official winner. There's no official winner. There's no point. Like, okay, let's say Logan won. Like based on, but it's not official, so it doesn't make no difference. It's not going to count against his record.
It's official. Floyd got embarrassed. What's up, Kyle? Floyd got embarrassed. Floyd got officially embarrassed. Yeah, like that's what happened there. Like, you know what I mean?
Like Floyd don't care, man. He made 30 million.
Nah. That's all. Bro, you should see Sam Watson when he got into the ring, bro. Sam Watson gave him a look like, woo. You know what I mean? Like, yo, what up? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, they were looking, giving Floyd the side eye, bro.
Nah, look, Floyd don't care, man. He's got security, man. Give me a side eye, I get security, man. Get security on you, man.
Oh, Floyd put a bet with his boys that I was going to stop him. That's another reason why he's upset, because he has to pay them. Then they go, if you don't stop him, you're going to have to pay me. He goes, bro, I'm taking your money. That's why Floyd was upset. He put it, he's going to say, dang, oh, God. Yo, what's up, Kyle? Yo, bro. Kyle, I'm sending you the link, Kyle. Go ahead, Ed. Keep burning.
Huh?
Keep burning.
Nah, look, man.
Hey, Dan, how's it going?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Well, like I said, though, man, I was just telling EJ earlier, it's an exhibition bout. I'm not knocking Floyd for it, but, was it entertaining? To me, it was not an entertaining exhibition fight. It had its moments, but no. As I told EJ, if you watch the undercard, their fights were a lot better. Even Chad Ochocinco's exhibition fight was better than Floyd's. That was more entertaining. But other than that, I mean, I know Bobby Jack did what he had to do. That's not his fault. But Other than that, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad card. I mean, it
Hey,
wasn't a bad card overall, but it's not the most
hey,
exciting overall.
hey, do you know what?
But
Yeah,
go
I'm gonna do Canelo voice. Yeah, Jared Hurd, he's a horrible fighter. He's a horrible fighter. Horrible
ahead.
fighter.
Joe.
Horrible fighter. Horrible man. Horrible fighter, man. I'm telling you, fucking hell, Jared Hurd. Oh my god, he's the most
Nah, look, I think he's
he's the
shot,
most
man.
horrible fighter you've ever seen. Like he's terrible. He's terrible.
No,
Arias.
but let
I
me give
mean,
him the benefit of
like,
the doubt.
oh my god.
Look.
Oh
I think
my
you're being
god.
too hard on Jared Hurd, man. Let
Look,
me just say this. Let me
Dan,
just say
you
this.
can't defend this. You cannot defend this.
I'm trying to
You
give the man the
can't.
benefit. All right, hear me out. Just hear me out. Look, I just found something out in the chat that he had lost his father. Okay, maybe that psychological effect that psychological situation may have effect on his performance. I don't know, but the fact is that yes, you play that in. He's been through a lot of wars already in his career. He's pretty much shot at this point. So he's not a bad fighter. Just what happens is he just had disregard for defense. That's the problem. He uses his chin to
You
get
know,
through fights, man.
you
No,
know
So
what?
man.
hold on.
Hold on, man. Can I jump in on that real
What's up,
quick?
bro? How
Look,
you doing,
You
bro?
start, Phil.
look, man. Hello, man. Shout out to everybody. Look, man, check this out, man. Jared Hurd really just isn't a good fighter, man. Like when you look at him, he is not even close to being a complete fighter. Not even close. I mean, first and foremost, his offense, he doesn't really have any true boxing skills. His defense is not good. It was only a matter of time before he took his first loss. And now that people's figured him out, he's going to keep losing because at the end of the day, he doesn't have any true skills. What he's gotten away with so far within his career is being a guy who shouldn't first and foremost be fighting at 54 because the guy's huge. Okay, he's coming into fights, um, blew up after the weigh-in. You understand what I'm saying? And he's just wearing his opponents down throughout the fight, man. And he's just outwilling them. If you can outwill Jared Hurd, you beat him easily because his face is literally a freaking punching bag. I mean, let me tell you something. He's just been lucky and fortunate he hadn't been in the ring with any real punchers because he would already have been got stopped. If he got in the ring with Jamel or Jamal Charlo, he is getting stopped. He's not a good fighter, man, and it's proven that his last couple of fights. I mean, once you figure this guy out, it's over with, man. His way of fighting, his way of winning, that shit is done and is long gone.
Well,
you
I'll
know
tell you
what?
this. What's
Yeah,
up, man?
I,
I
I,
want to let me say
I,
this real quick. Let me respond to that. I agree with one thing. If he had fought Jamel or Jamal, yeah, Jared wouldn't win that fight. I wouldn't even given him a chance. After the, I mean, even after the when he beat Arizona Lara, I still favored Jamal slightly. But after that J Rock fight, I was like, nah, man. After that, no way you beat Jamel or Jamal after that fight. After that performance. And to your point, though, man, look. He's got some decent skills and fundamentals as far as offense is concerned, but yeah, you're right to your point though. His defense is terrible. We all agree on that one. And at some point in some time that will catch up. At the point of his career, it has. So, and this is not taking any credit away from Luis Arias. Luis Arias has always been a pretty decent fighter, deep skill wise. He's people have looked at him as a what's the word I'm looking for? A high level journeyman, if you want to call him that. But
Yeah, high level journeyman, gatekeeper status,
yeah, but
He's
Luis
lost
Arias proved
he's
himself.
lost his last three fights, but I mean, at the end of the day, in his losses, they were competitive fights, they were close fights. He just lost them. So he is like you said, a high level journeyman. He's by far a pushover. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not a pushover at all.
Right. And then it's funny, dude. You talking about Jared's size, though, man. He looked like a goddamn light heavyweight.
Wait,
Man.
hold on.
Like a
Hold
studio.
on. Oh, Jared Hurd's a journeyman? What we
No. We're talking about Luis Arias, bro. Luis
Oh,
Arias.
who's that? Oh,
Yeah.
Harry's he's a journeyman, man. Yeah, freak that, yeah. When I saw that fight, that's why I said, like, the undercard, when I saw Jared Hurd, the way he came in and Badu Jack looked old, and he seems about cruiserweight. Jared Hurd looked slow. And I was like, yo, Chad, actually, yeah, you're right. Chad surprised me. It was actually better, but the rest of the card, like, it was okay. Like, I was happy for Floyd and that's and that, but it just shows you time catches up with everyone. And Floyd ain't that guy no more, man. He just ain't that guy no more.
Yeah. Well, let me ask y'all this, though. Let me ask y'all this. Going back to Jared Hurd real quickly. At this point, since he has lost, Do you think he's a journeyman at this point? He's a gatekeeper.
No, man, no. He just needed to.
He was a journeyman from the beginning. He was a journeyman with belts.
What?
That's what he
Nah,
was.
man, he's two
Look,
times.
He was a
man,
journeyman with belts. He was
look.
horrible fighter. Look, Dan. One thing you're right about, yeah. Jared Hurd is not a bad fighter, yeah. Let's get that clear. He's a horrible fighter, man. A horrible fighter, yeah.
Hey, look, man. Hold on, man. Look.
No. Let me
Look,
finish.
man. Let me say this.
I was quiet. I let you guys
Yeah,
speak,
let him
right?
burn, man.
Okay.
Yeah. And now let me speak, yeah. Like, look. Obviously, family, personal thing, that happen in your personal life can affect your performance. Yeah, I agree with you on that side of things. However, he was fighting terribly before that. Yeah, when he fought, I forgot when he lost the belts against I can't think of his name now.
J-Rock, Julian,
J-Rock.
yeah.
J-Rock. Yeah, let me tell you this. I didn't know who Jared was. Yeah, I was thinking, he's favorite against J-Rock. So I thought, let me just look up Jared Hurd's last few fights. This guy's a horrible fighter. And I saw J-Rock, and I thought, you know what? He's quite decent. He lost obviously to Charlo, and he lost his fight, but he's quite decent skills. So I was thinking, I think J-Rock should beat this guy because he hasn't got nothing in his armory to beat someone like J-Rock. And then he fought J-Rock and then he won.
Wait, hold on. What was his previous fight before he fought J-Rock? Did you know who he beat after that? Before that?
No, I didn't know who
He
he
beat Eric Lara, and before that he beat Austin Trout. I mean, you tell me he's a terrible fighter by beating those two guys?
But his fighting style is terrible. His fighting style is terrible. Yeah? Because come on. Yeah? Yeah, his fighting style, like, you know what I mean? How he fights, yeah? It's just like there's no skill or ability to it.
No, you're right. That's what is exciting. He's an exciting fighter. He goes in there, try to wear you down, try to bully you down, and beat you down. That's what he's about, bro. Yeah, that's what
I mean, so look, let me hold up, man. Hold up, man. Because you taking a long time to explain nothing.
Yeah, because people keep on interrupting me. People keep on interrupting me. That's right. People interrupting me. Anyways, I'll let you guys speak. Anyway.
Okay, look. So this is what I want to say right here. Look, at the end of the day, the man is a champion. You know what I'm saying? So we can never take that away from him. And he did beat some credible fighters. Okay? But this is the deal right here. You could be a good fighter and somebody figure you out, and then that's just the end of your run. I think that's what's happened with Hurd. To me, he never was a really, really like great fighter. He just had a way of winning. You understand what I'm saying? And he's not real big doesn't have really big punching power. Okay. He does come into his fights most of the time in better shape than his opposition. He hadn't these last couple of times. I don't know why, but most of the time he comes in better shape. So his preparation is good. But again, he's always lacked on defense. He's always started his fights out slow, and he's always finished extra strong. You understand what I'm saying? This is the problem with him. Like I said, if you can outwill him, you have a chance of beating him. And that's just been the game plan from the time he's lost on and beyond is what I feel. So he had his run, but I think his style of winning will not continue because it's just too easy to beat. You can't get hit that many times in your face throughout a boxing match. So don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say he was a great fighter, but he did have a niche for winning, and he's a champion. So we can't take that away from him. So look, I get what you're saying, my man, but at the same time, I do think his run is done, especially if he's considering to still fighting at 160 pounds, because he's never had punching power. He's not going to have punching power up there, and all he's going to do is put himself in the category where guys are hitting much harder than the guys at 54. And his style, his defensive tactics is not going to fare well for him at 160 pounds. That's all I'm saying.
Welcome to what's his name? LDUDV boxing. Yeah, talking about Andrade. I think people watching her, they appreciate Andrade a lot more. You know what I mean? Because people say Andrade is a boring this fighter. Like, he knocks people down. Maybe knock them out, but he knocks people down, and do you know what I mean? And people have to appreciate the art of boxing. And when Gerald Hart, looking at Gerald Hurd, yeah, like he's got the not like like looking at Darren Hurd, you'd think that he's better than what he actually is. He has the potential. If they trained him properly, he has the potential to be a fantastic fighter. Like, but how they've trained him to fight like the way he's fighting,
He's done, man. Throw him in the bin. Why are you wasting
it's a
time?
robbery. It's a robbery of his. Obviously, he's achieved. He's been a world champion. Congratulations, yeah, he's been a world champion. But the longevity, longevity-wise.
No, there's none in that. There's none in that. There's waste of time. There's none in that. It's waste of time. He was who he was. He's done it. I think when his dad first died. Now when his dad died,
savage.
Yeah, let me bring Fight Doctor in. Yo, what's up, Fight Doctor?
Fight Doctor's in the house on Rick James status as always. What's going on, gentlemen?
Yo, what's going on?
What's happening, Doctor?
What's going on? Hey, give us your take on give me your take on the Mayweather thing, man. I don't care about Darren Hurd too much. Dude.
I mean, so the emperor has no clothes, right? We see that Mayweather, is not Floyd Mayweather is not Floyd Mayweather anymore. Now, for a few rounds, he did show flashes of the pretty boy. The lead left hook, things that young Floyd used to do. But young Floyd, he could lead with a left hook all night long. And he could do it with impunity. All right? Floyd could hit you with a lead left hook and not get touched in return and could do it all night. And that is not Floyd Mayweather Money May 2021. That's not him anymore. Look, this is a circus act. It was, in my point of view, in my opinion. And this is daylight robbery. And I am ashamed to announce that I'm one of the victims. I paid for this farce. Okay,
I paid for it as well.
Hey, it's all good, my doctor. We're not knocking it. Go ahead.
No, I paid for it too, man. Shit, it's entertaining.
You guys are fucking part of the problem, right?
Man, that's a part of the problem.
You guys are fucking part of the problem, right? Because of you, Floyd is gonna go make another one of these fights.
Yeah. Hey, let's fight out the finish up. We jumped in. Go ahead, fight. Finish your score, fight. Say what you said. Fight out, Tom.
Yeah. So I paid for this farce. Hoping to see that at least Floyd would be able to take out the trash, which he wasn't able to do. All right.
Yeah, bro.
So when you can't take out the trash, then it's time to hang up your garbage can, and it's time to hang up. It's time to hang them up. It's over. It's done. Mayweather needs to not fight anymore. You're letting this guy go 8 rounds with you. Doesn't matter that he was 190 pounds. Doesn't matter that he was a heavyweight. You let this guy go 8 rounds with you. A guy who's never fought professionally.
Yeah.
It's you know what I'm saying?
It's bad.
Okay. And guess what? He tagged you a couple of times.
Okay. Yeah, he did. I told that. Don't tell him that. He did.
Okay. He tagged you a couple of times. So Floyd, it's over. All the greats. Look, boxing is a sport. Either you walk away or you get carried away. Look at Bernard Hopkins. Should have walked away 10 years prior to. No, I won't say that. But Bernard should have walked away before he was carried away. Okay?
That's right.
Bernard was well overdue. But
yeah, you know what? No, I agree with that. But all due respect, at least Bernard fought a champion on his way out. Okay, yeah, he lost, but
there we go.
You gotta give him some respect there for that.
No, listen, Bernard. Look, in terms of boxing street credibility, I think there's no more credible fighter alive right now. Okay, and that might be a stretch, but Bernard, look, Hopkins. Say what you will about the man. Okay, he fights dirty, yes. Okay, he's not above cheating. However, his resume, just the guys that he's fought, win or lose. Roy in his prime moved up two weight classes to fight the guy who knocked out Roy in 1 round. Okay, as a 40-year-old heavyweight, middleweight. So, yeah, Bernard Hopkins, his credibility is unquestionable, and I give him respect for the way he went out. It was against a legitimate threat, as opposed to this farce that we saw tonight.
All right, man. Let me comment on this, man. All right, so first and foremost, I don't know why people thought Floyd was just gonna go in there and just stop this dude. Don't get me wrong, man. Floyd is you know, Floyd is Floyd, but y'all just act like Floyd just been just stopping people, just like he just be left hook after then right hook, left hook, right hook. Like Floyd, man, Floyd ain't stop, man. Floyd, man, come on, man. What's the last person Floyd stopped for real? Vargas. Like, I mean, I'm just curious, man. I mean, so I mean, look, I won money tonight on Floyd not stopping this dude. Like at the end of the day, bro, Floyd Mayweather, like he said, he's 40-something years old. So, I mean, what, 44 years old? He knows that it's done. That's what people not understanding. He said, hey, look, man, I'm not a real fighter no more. Like, I do what I'm doing right now. This is my life. This is how I contribute to the boxing game. Like this, I don't understand. It's like people expect somebody to be something when he's not telling you he's that dude no more. What he's saying is, guess what? This is a legal bank robbery. When a person come out publicly and says that, guess what? He knows that, hey, I'm not that dude anymore, man. I'm doing this strictly to entertain and for it to be fun. So I didn't think Floyd Mayweather was going to stop the dude, man. I mean, honestly, the dude did exactly what he was supposed to do. Every time Floyd got close to him, or every time Floyd tried to put the pressure on him to stop him, because Floyd wanted to stop him. Don't get it twisted. He just couldn't do it. He held him. This is the new. He held him. He held him. So hold on, Edge. No, hold on. He held him, and I mean that's what you're supposed to do. He's not gonna do like McGregor and just keep getting hit in the keep getting stole off in the face. Nah, you hold on to him and you survive as long as you can. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. People saying Floyd is done. Guess what? Floyd knows he's done too. So nobody's not telling me nothing that I don't know already, and Floyd Mayweather hadn't already expressed himself. So, I mean, what did y'all expect? I mean, I get it. He's Floyd. He's one of the best to ever do it. But at the same time, he's 44. He's fighting pretty much a heavyweight. And he's never been the guy, especially on the back end of his career, that's going to go in and stop somebody. Like, the tactics was easy. He went in there with some European-style shit and just held Floyd as long as he could because he was tied by the fourth round. So, I mean, it is what it is, man.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask this question to the whole panel. Who wins right now, Mayweather or Broner? Who wins?
Broner, man.
Yeah, I mean, Mayweather's retired, man. He's done.
Man, I don't care about Broner or Mayweather at this point. Like, I mean, Broner's retired too, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't know. Broner's not impressive to me either. No,
the has been versus the never were. Who never was? Who would win that fight?
Ain't no one care about that fight.
Man, I don't know who's in that fight, man.
Like,
I think they both done. I think they both done. They both retired fighters at this point in time.
Why you bring it up for anything?
The reason why I bring that up is because at this point, Mayweather is in the circus business, and quite honestly, I think Broner is probably at the doorstep. So this is a fight that can conceivably get made. I mean,
no, look, I don't think he's in the circus business. Hold on, and let me tell you why. Because the Jarrett Hurd and Aries fight, that was a good fight. It was an upset. Okay. Another thing, Badu Jack was supposed to fight against Pascal. Yeah, Pascal. Yeah, Pascal for a strap. So, and I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, those are two very credible fights. You have one title fight on the line, and you have a guy who hadn't been in the ring in 17 months, who was shaking off the dust against a hardcore journeyman that had a point to prove. So I'm not going to sit here. Hold up. Let me finish. Because you say he's in the circus act business. Floyd Mayweather is in the money-making business, but at the same time, Floyd Mayweather did bring us some credible fights tonight. Now, we know Floyd is fighting exhibition. It was always known that he was going to fight an exhibition, but he did try to bring us one title bout. He brought us two credible fights, okay, two different weight classes. And then he brought in a with Chad Ochocinco, who brings in a different demographic of fans to tune in to watch. So he's a businessman. So he brought in football guys to watch boxing today. He brought in boxing fans to watch boxing today. He brought in Floyd Mayweather fans, and he brought in Logan Paul fans. He's a fucking outstanding businessman. He probably made $50 to $60 million tonight. You can call it a circus. I'll call it the money train, the Mayweather.
Listen, I'm not questioning the credibility of the undercard fights, and I agree. It was a good undercard, no question. In fact, borderline excellent undercard, especially the fight with Hurd and what's his name?
Aries.
And Aries has the heart of a lion, and I would love to see a rematch. Okay, I would love to see a rematch. Very entertaining fight. However, the undercard may have been credible fights, but the main event was a sideshow. Okay, let's be honest here.
Yeah, but I mean, we knew that though. We knew that.
My point is this: Floyd is only taking sideshow fights at this point in his career, and personally, I think Adrian Broner, who is the living sideshow in my estimation, is out the door of the professional ranks and into the sideshow business, I think. So
you know what's funny, right? You know what's funny? Adrian Broner's career started very credible, right? Very respectable and credible. If he stayed at lightweight, he would have been probably one of the most dominant lightweights, yeah, and he would have got that fight with Crawford and them. And now, like you know, look how we talk about some of our fighters because like they lose or they don't do what we expect them to, bro. You know, it happens, bro. He ain't no Adrian Broner ain't no sideshow. He's a real legit fighter. But I think you guys in America, your standard is so high that when you look at him, you get like if Broner came in here, they were treating him royalty over here in the UK. If Broner had some fights over here, Broner could rejuvenate his career. Like y'all the standard or the standard is too high sometimes. And you go look at it like this: the man's a mobile world champion. He's made money for his family. His health is okay. He's a good guy, man. Mayweather's done the same thing. Made money for his family. You don't have to fight hard fights. You're getting paid in these exhibitions. He didn't look as good, and he didn't probably do what he wanted. But he made a whole ton of money, and his health goes out, bro. And that YouTube is happy. Everyone goes home happy, bro. I don't know, like the standard of that Larry Merchant, Jim Lamb. He needs to leave like that. That Stephen A. Smith. He needs to be so much of a critic, and rather than just trying to enjoy that. And that's what the commentators are doing. Even the UK commentators, they weren't, or the American commentators, they weren't trying to bomb on that thing, you know. They were trying to say, like, you know, trying to build up the young guys. And people need to invest in sports and not trying to take away and call these guys a clowns and circus. And they say, no, it is what it is. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't, then cool, just leave it alone. We don't have to say, call it a circus. I don't know a circus, man. That was a credible event and entertaining event, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, Eddie assigned Broner right now to a multi-fight deal.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, you would.
Probably.
Oh no, not probably. Eddie
Hearn
signed Broner to a multi-fight deal right now, at least 3 fights. I guarantee you.
Yeah, you know, I know he would. Phil know he would. I know he would because bro.
He would absolutely. He would.
He tried to sign him before.
He would be licking at the chops to sign Adrian Broner right now for a multi-fight deal.
You probably want to sign Logan Paul too.
He brings all the hip hop. He brings all the hip hop. He brings all the hippers, the rappers, basketball players. You know that, like, you gotta understand, like, basketball, right? Boxing is an event, and you guys, all them rich guys come, they pay tickets and they pay for fights. Now, if we're talking about all-star, great, legendary fights, bro, they're far and few between. Some like Crawford and Spence, they can't get. And we're gonna see Pacquiao and Spence. Now, at least that's one we can see. We can say, all right, we can see that. But like the legendary fighters don't want to fight each other, so we're gonna do. We're gonna see some of these more exhibitions until they decide to fight each other. We're going to see Chad. We're going to see this guy. And I'll watch them. You know, the other day they were talking about Bruno versus Roy Jones. And people go, oh, the boxers coming. So I go, what? I'll watch that shit. Yo, I'll pay for that shit. They go, what? Yeah, I'll pay for that shit. I'll pay for that shit until real fights, until these guys stop messing around with the sanctioning bodies and fight. Hey, what we do, Andy Joshua? Ain't he looking to vacate his belt? Oh, I want to be undisputed. Now he looking to vacate his belt, not fight Usyk. So I don't hear no bullshit. I don't hear no bullshit about circus. That was a circus right there.
Come on, man. Hey, man. Hey, come on. Keep it 100. You talking all that undisputed nonsense, right? And then now you sitting here. Oh, we don't want to go to purse bid with Usyk, so we're thinking about vacating the belt. Yeah. Look, bro. After this fiasco, guess what? We getting farther and farther away from undisputed. Dude, won't you just fight Usyk? You always knew that this could happen. Yeah. Okay, you were hoping that maybe you can squeeze this Fury fight in real quick before you had to fight against Alexander Usyk. Look, man, this man has, first and foremost, is unfair to him. Let me just go ahead and say it. Usyk has waited his time. He did it the proper way. He moved up to heavyweight. He solidified his spot in the mandatory with the WBO, like how their rules say. And guess what? He was even willing to let Undisputed go ahead, follow through before he tried to pursue the fight with Anthony Joshua. Now the fight fell through. Now they trying to put that man on the back burner, and the WBO is saying, nah, it don't work this way. You need to make a decision. Now you want to vacate the belt. I agree. That's a fucking circus. Excuse my language.
And my man Appletight. Shout out to Appletight in the chat.
You got something to say about that?
Shout out to Appletight in the chat. He said circus is a metaphor, EJ. He don't mean fight got to meet the circus. But I'm gonna tell you this: where did boxing start off? Didn't it start off in the circus? So there ain't nothing wrong with that either. Because boxing has always been entertaining. Boxers used to they're in the fairgrounds, in the circus.
Good point. That's a good point.
That's where they went because that's where the crowd was. The crowd was in the circus. That's where they went to money. And what Floyd's doing is like, well, listen, I'm not gonna go in these hard legendary fights like Leonard go against Camacho, and these fights in there where you fight and build the next guy out. I'm not gonna be there to be stepped over. I'm gonna go against some of these YouTubers, exhibition. Yeah, I could have did this, that, the other. Floyd's looking like, man, damn. I ain't as good as I used to be. I'm getting old. All right. But he made a couple of money and he's undefeated record still there. He's attacked 50-50 The YouTuber goes away. Yo, I was in there with a legend. Hold up. I was in there with a legend and that's it. But look, I hear what Fight does because I roll with Fight on the standard bearer. He's a standard bearer of what it is, and I roll with that stuff. But if you didn't like it, then you didn't like it. But for me, I paid. I said, yo, I'm supporting Floyd for all the stuff he's done in boxing. And if he does another one, I'll support him again. You know what I mean? And laugh if he gets clocked. If he gets clocked down, he gets clocked down. But Floyd's a legend, and he's like Roy Jones. I support Roy Jones. Go ahead.
I want to compare apples to apples real quick though, because this is the real deal right here. When I say apples to apples, I'm talking about just status in boxing. How much money you make to get into the ring. Okay. Now, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather were the two finalists for Fighter of the Decade, right? Everybody knows that Floyd won that, right? Okay. Now everybody knows that Floyd beat Manny Pacquiao. Now, with that being said, guess what? Manny Pacquiao was supposed to get into the ring with Terrence Bud Crawford. He told Bob Arum, I want $40 million. Guess what? Bob Arum could not come up with the money. He tried all his will, all his might to come up with the $40 million that Manny Pacquiao asked for. From my understanding, the sources and the shit that I've been hearing and been reading, he didn't even get close to the $40 million. All right. Now, this is a guy that's getting into the ring with arguably the pound for pound best fighter in the world. Manny Pacquiao versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Okay. Now we're talking about status. Everybody knows Pacquiao is a legend. Okay. Whenever he retires, he's Hall of Fame instantly. Okay. Now, Floyd Mayweather just got into the ring with a YouTuber, okay? And guess what? People came to Floyd offering him money. Yeah. Oh, we'll give you $40 million. We'll give you $50 million. Floyd Mayweather probably made over, I'm sure tonight he made over $50 million to fight an 8-round exhibition match, okay? So when you compare apples to apples, bro, look, at the end of the day, I get it. I get it. You got hardcore boxing fans. But at the same time, people have to come to the realization that boxing is not what it once was. And when you stop lying to yourself and believing that it can be like that again, then you'll understand why all this shit that's going down makes sense to these guys that's doing it. That's all I'm saying. Okay? People, y'all expecting something to be a certain way when it hadn't been like that in decades. Stop lying to yourself. And be real. And guess what? As long as Floyd Mayweather can get in the ring and make $50 million and fight against whoever he decides to fight, he might fight a grizzly bear next time. Ain't no telling. He gonna get paid $50 million to do it. Guess what? Why not? I'm just saying, man. Y'all gotta be realist on this, man. Just be realist. Just be realist.
Grizzly bear. Hey, Fight Doctor, go ahead, Fight Doctor. Finish your piece. Go ahead, Fight Doctor.
So I'll end by saying this. Pretty Boy Floyd was a real fighter. Money Mayweather is a sideshow.
Oh gosh. Sideshow, Oh man.
Money Mayweather, man, was still a good fighter. It's just that this is old man Mayweather now. This is the YouTube Mayweather. This is what this is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this
Mayweather,
social media
May,
Mayweather. That's what I'm gonna start calling him. Social media Mayweather.
Thing is, yeah, Mayweather robbed you and told you he was doing it, basically, and that's what he did. He said, "Look, this is an exhibition. I'm retired. I'm just going out there to have fun. I didn't even train for this fight. I didn't even train. That's probably why I didn't even look as sharp. He didn't even train for the fight.
That's a lie, man. It's only because he was 12 rounds.
When he says
he didn't put that kid's ass.
No,
the kid was going for dear life, and he got embarrassed. They took his hair.
No. I mean,
and he got false implants in his hair. He got embarrassed out there today, bro. He got embarrassed. He let a novice go the distance, bro. He got paid for it. He got embarrassed. Go ahead.
No. There's fight camp, and there's training. Yeah, like you just do a little run, a little jog, just a little bit of a pad. Yeah, not proper fight camp where you're spending money for sparring partners and all that shit. You're not doing. He didn't done none of that shit. Yeah. So he didn't proper train for this fight. So he told everybody already from the get what was going to happen. He didn't even promise a knockout. When they asked him, they said, "Oh, do you want the knockout?" He didn't even promise it. Like, so everyone should not be surprised how this fight went down. I wasn't surprised. That's why I'm all pissed off.
I want money off of that, man. I want money. I want money off the every fight and Floyd Mayweather not stopping Logan Paul. I'm excited. I'm happy it ended like it did. Otherwise, I'd be out of some bread.
That's why I'm not really pissed off about the fight. I don't mind Floyd Mayweather of these exhibitions. To be honest with you, I don't really mind it. Like what I don't like is the commentators, the ESPNs, the Showtimes, all the commentators trying to hype this fight like it's a real fight and trying to say who's going to win. It's like there's no winner. It's an exhibition. There's no winner. Like what are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? Like what are you like? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, Logan Paul could win this. He could win. It's like, no, it's not. It's like it's not gonna win it. It's like not gonna happen. Why are you guys are professional boxers. Like what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? They're the ones that should be getting all the criticism for talking shit. That's basically what I'm more pissed off about. But everyone who should watched it or paid for it should know what was gonna happen. I just found it funny. At the end, like everyone was all like, some people were booing, like, "Oh, there's no winner. Why there's no winner?" It's like, you idiots, mate. They said it to you. There's not going to be no winner. What are you doing?
They wasn't informed. Listen, I just listened to the press conference now. And Floyd's talking about his career, in my career. Floyd's wounded, bro. His pride has been dented. He's trying to boost himself. I'm going to the Hall of Fame.
I do agree with you on that, EJ. I think Floyd is disappointed he didn't stop him. I do agree with you. He's disappointed he didn't stop him.
Yeah,
because he was trying, he just couldn't do it.
The thing is, because this guy's got pull. Yeah, this guy won't let it go 12 rounds. So it's an 8. So if it was 12 rounds, Floyd would have definitely. I think Floyd definitely would have stopped it. But that's the whole point. This guy brought the money. He brought the money to the table. So Floyd had to give in to that job. Like people are clowning them, hugging and everything like that. But there's not much in it. Like you can say Floyd got hurt, but Floyd is wounded because he's like, yo, you know what I mean? And he's trying to smile at the guy took his hat. He's talking about he's gonna do this and do that. He didn't do nothing. And this is what happens. You're the one. When you put yourself in that situation, you're the one who's gonna get hurt. Like no one, like you got people around you, like you should fight him. You know what I mean? If anything, that guy came out a winner. You know what I mean? And Floyd's got the money, but he's good. Let me play some of this joint right here. But he's still here. He's talking.
Legalized bank robbery, I'm the best. I changed my name from Floyd. When I changed to Money Mayweather, I started making money.
See, he's just talking about like this. I think he just wanted a bit of attention and that, but I think Floyd, it's sad, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's sad. It's sad, bro. But this is what happens in boxing when you stay in there too long. You know what I mean? They got clips of Floyd, of this guy beating up Floyd like a ragdoll. I'm watching this clips, yeah. they got the Kermit the Frog doing the licks. Yo, if I could share this shit, bro. No, I don't even want to do it, bro. I don't want to do it. I'll get myself in trouble, bro. They got Kermit the Frog doing some dance, and they got this guy. They got the Logan Paul throwing hits on Mayweather like a ragdoll. Mayweather's hurt, bro. He's wounded, like, yo, bro. It's like, yo, bro. Oh, my God.
heist. I'm gonna let y'all know this. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. At the end of the day, I'm the smart one.
Really?
Because I don't care if you write good about me, you write bad about me, just keep writing about me. Y'all keeping my name out there. They're talking about, Floyd, they say, oh, Floyd don't look good like he used to look. My bank account looking better and better each and every day.
That's what
You telling the story.
I'm not gonna like the sport of boxing. Absolutely not.
See? Exactly.
I
Exhibitions.
I did what I had to do. I made my mark, and then my
Yo, Floyd is funny as hell, but that's all he plays on. Yo, Floyd is funny as hell, bro. Floyd is.
Well, I think the problem is that you promised everybody a knockout, and that's why people are criticizing you. So he has to understand that,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, it is what it is. He makes some points. No matter what I do, you guys gonna write something negative about me. I knocked out a novice. I knocked out a
Hey, you know what? Manny Pacquiao. Hey, listen, this is the thing, right? Floyd made 30, 50 mil, like Phil said, right? But Manny Pacquiao, my friend, Manny Pacquiao might get stretched out, bro.
He may be Earl's past,
Man, Pacquiao trying to make that same, look, Pacquiao trying to make that same 40, 50 million Floyd just made, and he putting everything he love on the line. He putting everything he love on the line, dog. Like,
oh my God,
it's just different, bro. It's different, man. It's different.
Yeah, you're right.
Like this is not about to hurt Floyd Mayweather's legacy. Like, I don't see why people's making a big deal out. He didn't stop the dude. Floyd 44, man. Like, I mean, I'm not expecting to see the same Floyd I saw
he's
6 years ago or 7 years ago.
He's got a loss. He's got a loss in his record with this Logan Paul. That's a loss in the record. Actually, that's a draw.
You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody finna be, holding Floyd. You know, they gonna hold his feet to the fire for a week, and then guess what? He gonna be back the Money Mayweather, like right after that. Like, it don't matter, man. You know, who gives a shit? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Mayweather did actually train more for that McGregor fight though than he did for this one.
Yeah. But he was younger then. He was younger. It was a year. It was a year out. But the thing is, that weight pool was too much, man. I feel that weight pool was too much, and Mayweather's not a big hitter either. I just
man.
You know that was too much weight, man. That's too much.
Man, he was leaning on him too, bro. Like, people sleeping on like little small stuff that Logan Paul did that really kind of impacted the fight. Like, every time he got a chance to get in close where Floyd was trying to hit him with a straight shot or a hook or something, man, look, Paul leaned on him and didn't lean on him like, he literally leaned on him hard, bro. Like, I mean, and Floyd was like, man, stop holding. Man, Paul looked at him like, man, fuck you. I'm gonna keep holding.
What you gonna do about it, son? What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do jack.
What you gonna do? We can't do nothing about it. They can't take no point away from it. No. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no points in this. I'm gonna keep holding.
Mayweather was conservative with his punches anyway, so he was never gonna get knocked out. He was throwing little body shots. It wasn't a knock. Like, he had to open up a Ricky hand actually. Just to get the stoppage. Where's Edge gone? Edge bailed out? Edge bailed out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, that joke was funny as hell, man.
Nah, man, it was cool, though, man. You know, like I said, I wish Pascal wouldn't have put all that BS in his body. We could have got that title bout. But, yeah, I don't know. Are they taking his strap away from him? What they doing with that situation?
They're gonna more likely strip him. I mean, there's no other way to handle this other than stripping him, man. I think at this point, Pascal, especially at his age, I think his career is done. He has nothing. You know, he's about 40 years old now, so about to be 40 pretty soon, the next year. So, at this point, I think it's time for him to hang it up this time.
Yeah, he's at that deterioration age, man. That you know, that it's either kind of juice or get your ass stressed out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's be honest, though. I like John Pascal, but over the years, though, man, you look at it, his physique, man, you can tell he was on something.
Nah, man, his physique is crazy.
Look at Floyd looking like a zombie, man. Y'all, that time you see when you saw that, look at that. They
Hey, no, man. Hold on, man. Am I the only one thought Logan Paul was full of like some kind of drug before the fight?
You going there? You going there?
No, man. Y'all didn't see how his eyes. Like, man, I
Yeah,
know
he
when
looks hyper,
somebody,
man.
man,
Yeah,
I
he looks a
know,
little
I know
hyper.
when somebody full of something, man. His eyes were so glassy. He was tripping, man. Like you should have. I don't know what he took before the fight, but he took some kind of drug before the fight. I could tell. Like, I'm not saying he took no PEDs or nothing like that, but I think, I'm thinking more closer to, cocaine or something like that. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But yeah, man, he was high, man. That dude was high as a kite, man. You can see it, man. You can see it in his eyes, his face, everything.
I tell you what though, like wherever he took, Floyd should have made him go 12 rounds. That's what Hagler. Did. That's what Mayweather was looking at. He's like, damn, if I made him go 12 rounds, that's what Mayweather was thinking about. I know I got paid, but it would have been sweet for me to get the stoppage. And all he can talk about is like, it don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you say. Because he worried about, oh, damn, I'm gonna get criticized. Yeah, you're gonna get criticized. You shouldn't be doing it anyway. You stealing money from the cradle. You great, brother. Now you're good. No, but you know what? I'll give you Floyd, right? I like the way he put Ocho Canseco and the rest of the guys on the card, and that's what he does to keep building his card. I think he should have more fighters on the card, to be fair, but and it was a big stadium because Vegas didn't want to take it, and Miami took it. And when's the last time Miami had a big show? I think it was a good. I think overall it was a good show. Whether I can clown for it or not, it
Well,
don't
Canelo was there a few months
Hey,
ago, Jay.
it's funny, right? It's funny
Yeah.
that how many Hall of Famers have lost anyway? It don't matter. Floyd ain't never lost really, but it doesn't matter. Like it's no big thing. Floyd is a great fighter, and if he doesn't have an exhibition, I'll pay for it again. But until boxing gets itself right, I'm gonna pay for some more. But if I don't call them circus, I say boxing came from the circus.
Well, anyway,
It's gone back into the circus. There you go, Fight Doctor. It's gone back to the circus. How about them apples, Fight Doctor? Huh? It came from the
Indeed,
circus.
sir. Indeed, sir. Indeed.
Yeah, that's what I say, Fight Doctor. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with the circus, boy.
Yeah, man. Look, it's look, bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know why Floyd can do this? Because of these people that's boxing right now is sorry. Like they sorry. They suck. They don't want to make the fights. That's why Floyd Mayweather can stick around and hang around as long as he wants to. Because as long as we not getting the big fights over and over and over again, Floyd Mayweather gonna keep doing what he's doing, bro. And that's just the truth of the matter, dog. Like, don't get me wrong, this year could have been one of the best boxing years of all time. We could have got 4 undisputed champions. Okay, now it's been bumped down to 3. But at the same time, that's still like a good year for boxing. But still, we're missing several amazing fights, man. Like, come on, man. Y'all boys got to step your game up, man. That's the only way the fans really can get into this, man, is for these people to give us the fights that we want. And they hadn't been doing it, and it don't look like they're gonna do it no time soon because boys got egos because they can't go to the circus and make $50 million. That's why.
yeah, I agree with that, Phil. I totally agree. But I gotta ask EJ a question here. But since we're talking about this, they consider this YouTuber. They call it hybrid boxing. That's a term that's came up now. So, do you think this is more affecting us in America more so than the UK, or what do you think about that, EJ?
I think when I see the YouTubers, the young, because remember they try to say that the younger crowd is more going to MMA, right? So when you see YouTubers, like these young guys, the other young people coming into, they might come in with disrespect, but ultimately boxing teaches you respect and teaches you humble. And you see Logan Paul said, without boxing, I don't know where my life was going. So even though he may come into it with preconceived notion that it wasn't this, that, the other, but like he has a whole generation who say, yo. I was playing games. I was getting fat. I was talking shit. I was trolling on the computer. But you know what? I'm gonna go and try it. That's my guy. That's one of the guys who was like me. I'm gonna go and try my hand in boxing, and that's what I like. I like young people coming back into the gyms. Bring these young people back in the gyms. That's what people are missing. Boxing is a young man sport. You need young people. Look at me and Fight Doctor. We getting like our age, and you need some young cat. I know it hates money, but how many hates monies are there, bro? You got the ex, what's his name again? Fight hard, fight battle couple, fight hard, whatever you call him. There are enough young people in boxing, man. There's not enough young people in boxing. So for the box sporting to continue, you need lifeblood is for young people. So when they see the Mayweather still fighting the next generation, YouTubers or whatever he needs to do, he's encouraging the next generation to come through, and that's what I like. Because MMA, they constantly keep targeting the young demographic. So I think these YouTubers or hybrid matches, say them. And remember, they came out of nowhere. No one helped them out. They did it themselves. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I support anything to do with trying to get kids off the street and put people in a positive light. So I think that's been missed a lot of time. I mean, he said it himself. He said, without boxing, I don't know where I would have been, bro. Who would ever thought I was just sitting around the thing and now I've got him with one of the best pound for pound. But he'll remember that thing. He'll put a picture of it on the wall. So his grandkids, I was in there with him. Oh, really? Yeah. And I done pretty well. That's something he could hold on to. Maybe now on the other hand, like, damn, man, I want to stop him. But that's something he hold on to, and because that's how much he appreciates Mayweather. They don't really appreciate them MMA fighters. So in the bigger scheme of things, the lifeblood of the sport is always for the younger people. You know what I mean? So whether you want to call it hybrid or whatever you want to say, the next level is one of these YouTubers come world champions now. That's the next thing, and I think
it's a good point. I think that person's gonna be Jake Paul.
Yeah,
Jake Paul gonna be a world champion.
Yeah, I think
He gonna be the world champion. Watch.
I think.
I'm gonna tell you this right here. I don't see Jake Paul becoming no world champion. But what I will say this right here, and as far as does it affect, see this is the deal right here. When you look at these YouTube guys, none of them are from the States. These guys are not from the States. Logan Paul, and those guys are not from the States. They're from, I don't know where the hell they're from. They're not from the U.S.
Cleveland, they're from Cleveland, bro.
No, bro. I'm telling you.
Puerto Rico, bro. They live in Puerto Rico, don't they?
Yeah, they live in Puerto Rico. So
yeah, this from Cleveland though. But they're brought up in Cleveland though.
But
they're brought up in Cleveland, but they live in Puerto Rico. But go ahead.
Yeah, they're not. They wasn't raised in the States, is what I'm telling you. They wasn't. No, they wasn't raised in the States. So when you really look at it, like, so when I look at it personally, I say, okay, these guys are not really from the States. Okay, like the KSIs and all these guys are not from the States. So does it affect the American market? This is what I will say right here. See, the thing about the American market is really drawn to the unknown, shall I say, right? People are watching just to say, oh, okay, oh yeah, I watched it. And people are watching just to see, oh yeah, I want to know what's going to happen. So this is the deal right here. Does it affect the American market? I think so, because it's bigger.
Hey Phil, you was burning, bro. Where you going?
Yo, Phil, you're cooking, man. What happened?
It was cooking, bro. I see some broccoli in there, some potatoes. Hey, Dad, what's up? Hey, my friend Phil, come back. What happened to the killer hand, bro? I see you post the killer hand.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, nah. So, what's the last thing you heard me say?
You said it's the American market.
Oh yeah, man. With the American market, this is the deal right here, man. As far as the American market is concerned, in my opinion, like we're so just drawn to entertainment. Like the United States is entertainment driven. Like when you think about all the sports and everything like that, football, baseball, just entertainment industry, it just in general. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so when you look at these guys, none of them are from the States, but they bring all their business here to the States because it's just a entertainment driven market. So like I said, these guys are going to continue to keep doing this because here in the States, it's a market for it, man, because these young kids that are following Logan, you got to think about it. This dude, Logan, just Logan alone. We're not even talking about Jake, and I'm sure they share some of the same subscribers. Dude, Logan has 64 million followers on his social media. Bro, that's insane. That's like fucking Beyonce, Jay-Z world tour numbers, bro. Like when you talk about followers, like that's crazy. And he's just a regular guy. So, man, anytime you get a niche, you find a loophole where you can bring entertainment to that many people, and you know if you bring it to the States, you're going to make money, they're going to keep doing it. So will it mess with the market? I don't think so, because it's a different market that they're catering to. You understand what I'm saying? you know, now when you talk about Jake Paul, I think he wants to kind of cross over probably a little bit later down the line. He's talking about fighting Tyrone Woodley. So he's taking a totally different approach. He's attacking the UFC guys, right? That's his lane. You see what I'm saying? So look, man, it's a market for these guys. So I don't think it's going to affect the boxing market in its totality. The only thing that they're sharing is a ring and boxing gloves. I think it's just it's two totally different lanes that everybody's traveling in. So I don't think it's going to affect the market.
Perfect. Yeah. Dan, what you saying about Killahan? What's going on with that Killahan thing, Dan?
Yeah, there was a story that came out just today about Callahan, where the U.S. authorities, I think it's the DEA, is involved on this one, but they have summoned or subpoena Callahan with the cooperation of the Dubai government officials. They've summoned him to a court
Damn, lawyers,
where he
man.
has to where he has to answer charges about, because he's being accused for racketeering and money laundering. And also linked to that, I know Rafi and I were going back and forth about this, whether this is a civil
Yeah, I
case or
saw that.
not.
I saw that. Rafi's always argumentative about something. Go ahead. He's always argumentative
Yeah,
about
but there's also a dispute, which this could be a civil part of the case, is with JoJo Diaz situation where there's some monetary dispute. So he's they're kind of moving in on him right now. So my thing is, I mean, just the timing of it. The stories came out, and Tyson Fury's got to fight in about 8-7 weeks away. So will that be a distraction for him going into that Wilder fight with the Kennedy? I mean, nobody's really talked about it today, but I guess he probably maybe he had. I heard the news that Kanan has been subpoenaed or summoned by the U.S. authorities,
it. Ain't good.
in cooperation with the Dubai government.
Yeah, how they in the
Yeah,
fight.
he's been summoned. I don't think he's been subpoenaed. I
Yeah,
think he's been summoned. It's a difference. I don't know what the difference is, but
no,
Well, I mean, it's the same
oh,
thing
they
because he
received
has
the
to
letter.
answer questions.
They went to his address. American citizen went to his address and gave him the letter. So he's been subpoenaed to America.
Yeah, technically it's a subpoena. Yeah, it's a subpoena.
okay.
How's he gonna leave Dubai and come over? If he don't, so let's look a bit forward. They subpoenaed him. He doesn't turn up, which he's not gonna turn up. What happens next? That's what I want to get to. What's
Yeah,
gonna
that's the thing too. That's a good question because I don't know if there's any there's a peace treaty, right? I mean, not peace treaty, a extradition treaty between the Dubai government, Dubai, and the United States. I don't think that exists right now. So that would explain why R. Kelly's trying so hard to get over to Dubai. But I know that's a different story. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's a good question, and we'll have to wait and see if he does cooperate or respond to the subpoena.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I don't know, but this is what I will say right here, man. Just in general, since we're talking about Fury, I will say, man, I'm excited, man, to see Wilder. Seems like he's invigorated. You know what I'm saying? Seems like he's kind of coming back to himself. I don't know how much that's going to help him in the match with Fury, but I do think Wilder's mentality of who it is that he feels he represents, I feel that that's slowly coming back to him, and hopefully he'll be at full strength as far as how the confidence that he has in himself, because I think Wilder lost a lot of confidence after that embarrassing loss to Fury. But I do feel like he's gaining that confidence back, and that can only make him a better fighter, because without that confidence, I don't think Deontay Wilder's the same fighter. But like I said, I don't know how much that's going to help him in the rematch with Fury, but I'm happy he is gaining his confidence back, because Deontay Wilder without the confidence and without what he considers to be his swagger, his speak it, believe it, receive it attitude, without that guy, he really doesn't stand a chance against Tyson Fury. And to me, he's just half of a Deontay Wilder without that mentality that I know he has and that belief he has in himself. So I'm happy he's gaining that back. And like I said, it only can make him a better fighter. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know how it's going to end up turning out. I mean, I picked Fury the first two times, so I'm probably going to pick Fury again because I mean, he's just that much better than Wilder to me. But I want a full Wilder to get into the ring. That's all I'm saying, because I don't want no excuses.
Yeah, I agree with that, Phil. I definitely agree with that. I mean, I'm picking Fury to win it, but I don't think he's going to knock him out. I know I didn't predict him to knock him out the second fight or stop him, but I really think this is going to be a different fight this time around. And Deontay, despite all the shit that he says, and he, in his mind from the out, pretty much in public, he can make up all the excuses how he lost that fight. Doesn't want to accept the fact that he lost to a better man. But if you listen to Lee Scott and what he's been saying recently, behind the scenes, they accept the loss. They know, yeah, I fucked up, I lost. I need to work on some things. I need to change some things if I want to win. If I'm going to win the rematch. So to me, I think Wilder is more prepared. I give him a better chance of winning this fight if the fight took place last year, like it was scheduled to do so before COVID hit, in July last year. So now that he's had more time to recover, they have had more time to prepare, train, work on some things, go into seclusion to work, and eliminate all the other distractions. I think Wilder will be more game. He'll be in better shape. He'll be more prepared this time. Now he's seen what Tyson Fury can do. So now I think he'll be more prepared for whatever Fury's going to bring to him in that rematch. Now, speaking of Fury, man, I don't know, man. I don't like the way he's approaching this third fight. I know he says he's going off the grid, but I don't believe that because I'm still seeing some posts on his damn social media feed. I know it's saying that, it's my management team that's posting it. I don't believe that for a second. So, but to me, Fury doesn't look like he's in the best fighting shape. But look, he's got 7 weeks to prepare. Maybe he can get in shape in time, but I don't know, man. He's been doing a lot of traveling, a lot of partying, drinking. So I don't know. I mean, I'm very worried about his attitude in this fight.
Man, I hope he gets his ass whooped like everyone else, man. I don't give a shit. Listen, I'll tell you what. I'm telling you what I think about Fury. He needs to get his ass whooped. That's it. Up and down. I ain't got no time for him. I don't care. Like I'm not the one in the UK will tell you he needs to get his ass whooped. He's doing bullshit. I want Wilder to get his belt back, make me feel good, and I'm back. Let's go back to AJ and Wilder. Let's get it on. And Eddie Hearn should have never, ever went down that road and try to block Deontay Wilder out, and that's what they did. They blocked Deontay Wilder out, and Fury used some of his gypsy magic, and they messed him up. It cost Eddie Hearn money. He must have looked at it like, well, are we gonna block Eddie Hearn? Well, I mean, what was the point? You blocked Wilder out to do what? So you could look stupid. I mean, that'll teach you a lesson. The more you did that to Wilder, and that's why Wilder's gonna get his belt back. You know that? Because Wilder, as far as I'm concerned, people don't like the way he looks. All them people talking that. Where's their YouTube channel going to be now? Where's their YouTube channel saying when Wilder wasn't going to get a rematch? He needs to retire. Wilder's a joke. He's not serious. Now look at you now. Now look at you now. When he gets in there and puts Fury on his back and keeps him there, what are you going to say then? I don't know if he can do it, but I don't know if he can do it. And Phil's right. Why not pick Fury again? But I want him to do it though. How dare I want him to win? I want him to win, and I want him and AJ to battle it out because they are the 2 best heavyweights in the world to me. And then after that,
Well, yeah.
that's how I see it.
No, I was going to say though, good point. But the thing is, speaking of Anthony Joshua, highly more likely he's going to vacate that WBO belt. So if he does that, and Wilder Joshua, if that comes about, will that be more of an interesting fight now that Undisputed is not on the line?
But listen to this. Let him vacate the belt. Guess who's going to pick that belt up? Wilder. Wilder beats Fury. Wilder puts money down. See? Now I got a belt. You got 2 belts. How about them apples?
There you go.
Yeah. This is the deal, man. And I went on to I start doing my research and everything because I'm finna start uploading pretty soon here. And when you go and you look at the rankings, I tell you what, man, Deontay Wilder is in the top 5 in every sanctioning body, and some of them he's in the top 3. So they need to be. This is the thing right here. They need to be very, very careful how they approach this. Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. See, this is my deal right here. They don't want it to go to purse bid, but at the same time, if you vacate that belt, you are literally going to undo all the hard work that you've put in since the fucking fight against the other cat with the dreadlocks. Can't think his name right now.
Charles Martin.
Charles Martin. You guys have set up a plan since Charles Martin, and you guys have been trying to stay consistent with the plan outside of not making a Deontay Wilder fight the first time around. But you guys have been pretty consistent in your message for the fans. Okay, you've been pretty consistent in your selection of your opponents to keep the momentum headed in your favor. And now you have been faced with a major challenge in a guy who can box, who some people think can beat you. And you're saying you don't want it to go to a purse bid. Well, maybe you need to either, for one, take less money, Anthony Joshua, and to pay Usyk more money and get that over with. Because to me, I'd rather lose my strap personally fighting for it than giving it away and hoping somebody else is going to come along and possibly beat this guy, and then I make the fight with him. You don't need to do it that way, because it's so many moving pieces when you just say, you know what, I'm going to vacate the belt. You're going against everything that you work so hard for. And let's be honest about it. AJ, you can beat Usyk if you come with the right game plan. So, and I tell you what, and guess what? They're going to fuck around and let Joe Joyce and Usyk fight for that WBO strap.
Yeah,
that's what they're going to let them fight for the WBO strap. You know what I'm saying?
No, they should do, because they should do so. Because the thing is, the guys, like, they earn the right to fight each other. Usyk gonna give Joshua that work, and Eddie's looking at money. He's like, well, boy, Joshua could vacate the belt and fight Charles Martin, and the rematch would sell. You know what I mean? That you know they could sell that joint. But let me tell you something, Charles Martin, he'll be on it. I don't think he'll beat AJ, but people in the UK be like, yeah, man, AJ beating him again. But let me tell you something. What's making me laugh is people like Rafi, fighters are jumping that. People like Rafi, Anthony Joshua, Ozzy, what is undisputed? Wilder's a fraud. He's not really on it. Now look at you now. Who's a fraud?
No, bro. Hey, bro.
If your man vacates the belt, now what you gonna say now? Like you all their way was talking about is that these guys, Wilder is holding the division down. He's bad for boxing. Now look at you.
EJ, let's be honest about this, bro. Let's be honest about this. The only opponents that's left for Anthony Joshua to fight, every last one of them has a chance at beating him. Let's be honest about it. If he does a rematch with Dillian, he could possibly lose that. If he gets into a fight with Luis Ortiz, he can possibly lose that fight. If he gets into another fight with Joseph Parker, he can lose that fight. He can lose to Andy Ruiz. He can lose to fucking he can lose to possibly Usyk. Bruh, my point is this right here. It's no safe road for Anthony Joshua right now.
No. He's 44. Oh, guys, ready. They're safe roads, bro. They're safe roads. I'm telling you.
I mean, not if you want to fight somebody. Nah, bro. Not if you want to fight somebody credible, bro. Now you want to fight somebody credible.
Usyk is not safe roads. Mr. Bashir showed me what going there. That's not safe roads. That's why they want an extension. You understand? So what I'm saying, Charles Martin. Yeah, we can have that in London. You know how that's gonna go. Charles will probably do bad. But
yeah, he's not finna fight Charles Martin.
Yeah. He's the number one contender in IBF. Yeah, he is. He's next in line. Yeah.
That surely is. But IBF is not gonna call that mandatory.
Yeah, they're not gonna call that.
No, yeah. I know. Listen, Phil. I know already what anyone's doing because I already know. I've been around the man, and he's sitting there. He won the extension. And when he won the extension because he was trying to pay the WBO off, but we didn't realize is that Eddie, you know who owns the WBO? You know who owns the WBO? Frank Warren. That's how. And this is how they stiffed him. That's how they stiffed him. And Frank Warren paid off that thingy Pacquiao. He paid him a couple of mil already to make sure when Eddie comes back around trying to give you more money, deny him. That's why they forced him in. That they snookered him. That's why Spencer Fury said they got you got played. They played him out, Phil. So now Josh is in a world because Eddie Hearn? Eddie Hearn's number one bargaining chip, yeah? Is Anthony Joshua. If he ain't got him no more, what's going on? Or he's got Canelo. Bro, like he comes to the zone with Anthony Joshua and he's got Canelo. Now he's gonna have Anthony Joshua fighting in a fight where he's gonna bite in his nails. So that one is this. Yeah, that's I don't think Anthony Joshua's gonna vacate it, but If he vacates it, I'm not gonna hold him anything. I'm just gonna say, yo, so I don't care. I don't really care that if he vacates the belt. To be fair, Johnny Fish is okay. Johnny Fish is okay. My man Dan say that. He's okay. He's okay. Joe Joyce is all right, but let them young guys fight for the belt, man. You've been holding on to the belt, fighting so opponents. Not enough, man. If you're gonna fight, if you're gonna go out on your shield, man. Lose to Usyk, lose your belt.
Well, let me ask y'all this, because if he vacates the belt,
Yeah,
the AJ diehards are gonna say, well,
that's
we're gonna
Rafi.
give him
That's Rafi.
well, that's Rafa. Yeah, let's say Rafa. Yeah, he's gonna say, well, first of all, Joshua tried to make the undisputed bout twice.
Oh, good.
That's what I mean. What? Come on. So pretty much, here's the thing: if he vacates the belt, they're gonna accept it for the reality for what situation for what it is. Say, you know what? Forget it. We're not gonna get undisputed. It's not Joshua's fault. He tried to make that fight twice, so we're not gonna blame him for vacating the belt. But here's the thing, though. I get that, but here's the thing, though. Joshua, when he went at Theory, and rightfully so, after that whole arbitration thing blew over, he went at Theory. Called him a fraud. I want a real champion to step up and do business with me. Well, that champion is Alexander Usyk. If you vacate that belt because you refuse to fight him, it makes you look like a hypocrite. I'm just letting you know right now.
Dan and EJ, this is what I'm trying to tell you, and this is what I'm talking about. Is no safe route for Anthony Johnson right now. Even if you go look at the IBF rankings, right? The number one spot is vacant. Okay, you got Charles Martin sitting at 2, and then guess who you got at 3?
You gotta say Wilder?
No, you got Usyk.
Usyk.
Usyk sits at number 3. It's no, and this is why the IBF keeps that number 1 spot open for shit like this. Okay, for shit like this, you got 2 and 3. You got Usyk and you got Charles Martin sitting at 2 and 3. Right? So look, man, this is what I'm telling you right here, bro. Like this all. That
was open because of Pulev. Pulev was the IBF number 1, and he lost. So that's why the number 1 guy got knocked off. So they have to fight for the number 1 native. So they extend line is Charles Martin. So that's why it's vacated. But go ahead.
So this is the deal right here. And even when Pulev wasn't the number 1, that's just who they mandated. They mandated him. He never was number 1.
He was number 1. He took step aside money like 2 times. Yeah, he was number 1. He was number 1, but Joshua kept paying him off. He's been number 1 for years.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. The number 1 spot right now is vacant. So let's be real about it. You don't know if they're gonna put Charles Martin in that slot. You don't know if they're gonna put Usyk in that slot. You don't have no idea. So what I'm saying is just right here. The roads, okay, are looking really, really shaky for AJ if he decide he might as well just fight Usyk now, because it ain't no way you gonna be able to keep ducking him with all these sanctioning bodies up your rear end, bro. Like they on your neck right now, bro. They finna be on your neck. It's gonna be on your neck. You're not going to be able to pick a bum opponent to fight next with these sanctioning bodies playing you so close right now. It's gonna be impossible, bro. It ain't no safe route. No matter which way he go, he gonna have to fight. He gonna have to fight a tough opponent, somebody who could possibly win.
Well, that's what Fury makes me laugh though, because Fury, right? They said they messed over Anthony Joshua, but Fury is walking into a mind trip, bro. He's like walking into that fight thinking I'm gonna beat Wilder's ass. Him and his trainer are partying. I'm like, yo, bro, do you understand what's happening? Wilder believes that you cheated him, bro. I don't know what Fury thinking, but a man who believes you cheated on him, shit, that's a dangerous man to come in. But is Wilder gonna be all talk and all bark? I mean, he didn't stop him the first time. He knocked him down, but he didn't stop him. No, Fury knows he can take his punches. Fury knows I can make him miss, make him pay. I can walk him down. I can use my gloves to slap him in his face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Fury
Usyk's number 1 with the WBA too. By the way, I'm just giving y'all the facts, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say that.
Hey, look, bro, like he fight him right, fight him, dude. Just fight him. Please, just fight him.
He's cornered, bro. He's cornered.
It's no safe, bro. It is no safe roads for AJ. Period.
But this is what I'm saying, Phil. The reason why I say he got cornered is because the time he spent going to Dubai trying to make that fight, they knew that by the time they messed him up, he had no wiggle room. That's what the space he had here, because he beating the Manchu when he beat Pulev, he had wiggle room to pay off the next guy. They could have gave Usyk some money. They could have gave that guy some money. That's what they've been doing. but they can't do that no more. That's why they have to fight these guys now because time's elapsed and the sanctioning body need to make that money. So that's why AJ's in a position that precarious. Does he want undisputed? Is he gonna fight Usyk? And the thing is, to everyone else, like, yeah, he should be able to beat Usyk. But what's the problem? But everyone knows that Usyk's a real problem, bro. He's the southpaw. He's in good, pretty decent shape. He's very hard to hit, and AJ's susceptible to the left hook, and Usyk has a good left hook. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way it is, bro.
Yeah, man. And then Usyk's number 2 behind Wilder with the WBC. Like,
yeah, see, there you go.
I mean, yo, dude, you gotta see this dude. Like, you can't wait for somebody else to beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't wait for somebody else to beat him. You gotta see this dude. Just put up whatever amount of money you gotta put up to see this dude and give it your best, bro. It's not like you already got a loss. So you know you can bounce back from a loss. Your fan base is not going nowhere. Just fight the dude and go in and give it 110%, bro. Like it's no getting around this kid, man. It's no getting around him. There's no getting. They gonna fuck around and let Usyk end up being undisputed around this motherfucker.
I think what it is that I think the reason why they're stalling out the negotiations with Usyk is because Hearn wants that rematch clause in that contract. And as a mandatory challenger, you don't have to agree to that.
You're right, Dan. You're right. I heard that's one of the main things that's holding it up.
But Usyk is like, look. Well, here's the thing, though. Usyk is and I agree with Usyk in the situation. He said, look, if you want that rematch clause, you got to pay me, just like you pay Povetkin, just like you pay Pulev. Why can't you pay me like you paid them?
Mm-hmm. So I have a question. If Usyk doesn't get the Joshua fight, how much money potentially would Usyk make for a Joshua fight? As opposed
if it goes to purse bid or if Eddie pays him?
Either scenario.
Okay, well the WBO is 2080, right?
Correct.
Okay. Correct. All right, so it's 2080. So I mean, look, this is the deal right here. This is the scenario. I think that they're going to have to pay Usyk major money, like at least double-digit millions, because that's just what it's going to take for them not to bring it to purse bid. Yeah. So 10 plus. He's got to get 10 plus.
So what would be like the second most lucrative fight that Usyk could make right now? If he doesn't get the Joshua fight, who else could he fight to make decent coin?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he can fight next, because it's all about timing. You know what I'm saying? It's all about timing, bro. Like you can't compare. You're talking about pretty much the most lucrative and profitable fighter in the heavyweight division right now. You're talking about getting the fight with him. I mean, that's going to be anybody's best payday if you get in the ring with Anthony Joshua. So you can't compare that, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who Usyk fights next. He's put himself in a position to command and demand that amount of money, because you know why? He's been patient with Anthony Joshua, okay? And he's been lenient with the WBO. If anything, they need to pay this man his money, because he's been respecting the process the entire time. Now, okay, that Matchroom, AJ, and Eddie Hearn's process has failed them, it is his time to step in. And because he's been lenient, because he's been patient, because he's been allowing them to move and groove however they want to, they need to pay that fucking man. And they plan. That's why they're going to vacate the belt.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question. If you are Usyk's management, which do you prefer? Do you prefer to make a fight with Joshua, or do you prefer to fight for a vacant belt? What's your preference?
I want the strap. The strap is going to bring the money.
Okay, but the question is, in your next fight, what would be your preference? If I'm Team Usyk, what is my preference? Is my preference to land the fight with Joshua, or is my preference to fight for a vacant belt? What's my preference?
My preference is to land the vacant belt. It's going to have to come back full circle. If you got the belt, they got to come back. They're coming back regardless. So it's either you come and get it now or you come and get it later. But in the meantime, when I got this strap, I'm gonna be moving. I'm gonna be moving how I want to with this strap because this mine. I want the strap. Everybody understands that the strap is power, bro. It's power. The strap is power.
All right. So let's say that Usyk were to fight for his next fight for the vacant WBO belt in his next fight against Joe Joyce. So let's just say he beats Joe Joyce, right?
And okay.
Well,
I think he will.
So if his next fight isn't against Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, or Anthony Joshua, who does he fight?
Next contender, next WBO contender.
He can fight King Kong Ortiz.
Yeah, Louis
and what are his prospects of winning? I mean, honestly, listen. How long do you think Usyk could hold on to a WBO belt?
That's a good point because you got Andy Ruiz, you got Louis Ortiz.
Bruh, that's not the point because this is the point. The point is not him holding on to the belt. Like, bruh, let's be real about this right here, okay? Once he get the belt, it's not like they gonna make him fight a mandatory right away. Like, but he could if he decides to. Bro, he can hold that fucking man. Boys is holding belts hostage for 2 years and fighting one person. What are you talking about? You acting like it can't be done. It can very well be done. No, hold on, fight doctor. Hold on. I just want to make this point. It can very well. You say, how long can he hold on to that belt? He can hold on to that belt for 2 years. Almost 3 years and fight two people, bro. Like he can.
So, all right. So the point of it is that it's called prize fighting, right? And my assumption is that Team Usyk is looking to capitalize on their position. They're looking to capitalize on their next fight. They're looking to make the most money possible in their next fight because it only takes one punch, right? It only takes one fight to end the career.
Yeah.
So you can't bank on holding a WBO. Listen. It's not like Usyk is the biggest puncher in the division, and it's not like his chin is a difficult thing to find. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's be real, right? Usyk was on borrowed time. Usyk needs to fight doctor. Wait. Hold on a second. Wait. Hold on a second, bro. Let me finish. Usyk needs to fight Joshua, and here's the reason why. Okay. Yeah. Listen, it's not a given that he beats Joyce. That's not a given. Okay, say what you will about Joyce, but if Joyce finds his chin, it could very well be lights out. So if I'm Team Usyk, if I'm his think tank, those are part of my calculations. All right. Look, I'm not part of Team Usyk, and that's part of my calculations.
So fight out. Let me ask you a question. In this scenario you're giving me right now with Alexander Usyk. How is that different than any scenario that any heavyweight is facing when they step into the ring with another heavyweight?
Usyk is not a heavyweight. Usyk is not a heavyweight.
No, hold up, fight doctor. Don't change it. Let's keep the ball inside the lines. Let's keep the ball inside the lines.
Wait, you asked me a question, so now I'm giving you an answer, okay?
Okay.
All right. Usyk is not a heavyweight. All right. First of all, he does not have a heavyweight punch. Okay.
Oh my God, you changing the narrative, fight doctor?
No, sir. I'm not changing the narrative. I'm examining the fact. No, sir. I'm examining the facts. Now, this is not conjecture.
You're not examining
these are facts. No, I am.
Wait, so let me ask my question again. So maybe you're not understanding the scenario that you just laid out. All it takes is one punch. He's not guaranteed this next fight. It's called prize fighting. You tell me how that scenario you laid out doesn't apply to every single heavyweight in a division. Because last I checked, the facts are, guess what? Those same rules apply for all of them. Every time they step into the ring, every time they negotiate a fight. You're not saying anything that doesn't apply for all. I'm trying to figure out, like, what are you talking about?
I'm trying to explain.
Okay, but you're trying to explain, but you're telling me a guy that's not a heavyweight that's in a position to fight for a mandatory with the WBO at heavyweight.
Hold on a second.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm answering your question. Now, if my answer does not fit inside the box that you wish to put it inside of, my apologies.
Just answer the question. Just answer it.
I am answering the question. And the answer to the question is Usyk is not a heavyweight. That's how the scenario figures for Usyk. He is not a heavyweight. He does not have a heavyweight punch, and his chin is easy to find. Now, these are not fact. These are not. This is not what I. This is not what I think. These are established facts. Okay, established facts. So when you're Team Usyk, when you're his think tank, you have to figure this into the calculations. So no, real heavyweights have a heavyweight punch. Okay, skilled heavyweights, skilled fighters don't get hit consistently with right hands. Now you are a cruiserweight moving up to heavyweight, no power, and you are apt to get hit with right hand.
I have to disagree with that because he hurt Chisora.
Hold on, Dan. I want him to finish because he's not making any great points right now. But I want him to finish because I don't want him. I don't want to say nobody stopped him. Finish.
Yo, find out.
My bad. Damn headphones. No, so I don't. So I'm answering the question. So that's the answer to the question. All right, that's the answer to the question. I don't think Usyk has a long lifespan at heavyweight. Put it that way.
Hello? Okay, go ahead, Dan. You got it, Dan. Go ahead, Dan. Dan wanted to interject and say something.
I get what you're saying, man. But there's been heavyweights in our time, who were natural heavyweights, but they didn't have heavyweight power. They didn't have punching power at heavyweight, like Seth Mitchell, for example, a natural heavyweight. Yes, he transitioned from football to boxing, but he didn't really have great power. I mean, it was not weak power, but he wasn't known to be a big puncher. And then you had, you had guys like Primo Canera back in the old days, not a heavy puncher, but yet we all know that his knockouts was a fabricated record because all the guys that took dives against him openly admitted it in their later years. But look, the point is that look, we understand Usyk is not a natural heavyweight. We all know that. We get that. We know that. But the fact is that he is in the division right now. He is a heavyweight. He's got 2 wins. Whether he looked bad or not in those wins, he didn't look that bad. He didn't look that good. So it's like a neutral performance in those 2 fights. Witherspoon and Chisora. But the fact is, he is there. He is a viable contender. He was an undisputed cruiserweight champion.
Wait. Can I talk for a second?
Well, hold on. He did that. Yeah, he is one of the pound best fighters in the world, whether you like it or not. He is. The fact is, I'm curious is that if he doesn't pack a punch, and you see, you're pretty much telling us he's not much of a threat. But if he doesn't pack a punch at heavyweight, why is Joshua Hearn hesitate to fight the guy? Why is Tyson Fury hesitate to fight him, dismiss him? Wilder too, in some cases.
I can hold up. Let me interject, right? So let me just finish up what I was saying right here. So, I got your answer, and I understand what you're saying, Fight Doctor. I'm not totally disagreeing what you're saying, but that's not, to me, answering my question. This is my deal right here with Usyk. Okay, I get that you may not think he has a great lifespan at heavyweight, but if we're gonna speak the truth right now, I mean, Dan the man just laid out everything for you, and Usyk is in the top 3 in every sanctioning body, all of them. So
okay, can I
hold up 1 second? Hold up. I'm not done. He's clearly in the top 3 in every sanctioning body. Okay. So this is the deal right here. Okay. He fought against Chisora, which Chisora is a credible. Okay, he is a credible heavyweight. Okay. Maybe he didn't look as good as everybody expected him to look, but at the end of the day, Usyk went in there and held his own against a guy who's credible, against a guy who's beat some pretty good opponents. So this is what I'm saying. Hold up, but this is what I'm saying. When you talk about Usyk, okay, and you talk about any of these heavyweights, okay, look, all it takes is one punch for all of them. You have to go in to this scenario, okay? I don't think it's any managers planning out somebody's career and saying, oh, my guy could possibly lose to this guy. Nah, they planning on winning. That's the game plan. You're not factoring in, oh, all it takes is one punch. You're going to bet on yourself because you're working out, you're putting in the work, and every fighter think they can beat everybody. Okay? I don't think Usyk thinks that I might lose to this guy. No, Usyk thinks he can beat everybody at heavyweight right now, including Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder. So my point is this right here. Every heavyweight faces the same fate at one point in time. Okay, including Usyk, including everybody who came before him and everybody that will come after him. So these scenarios that you laying out to me is irrelevant to the fact that guess what? It's heavyweight. All it takes is one punch for everybody. You're not factoring in the simple fact that his longevity within the division. No, we're not worried about that.
All right, so can I address those points? The 2 points I need to address. One is the credible Usyk's credibility at heavyweight. That's the first point. Second point is the punching power debate or issue. First, was Chisora ranked in the top 10 at the time Usyk beat him?
Yes.
He was. What was he ranked?
Yes.
He was ranked. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, he was ranked in the top 10 at the time to beat him, and Chisora is still currently ranked in the top 10. Carry on.
All right, so if beating a top 10 heavyweight in Derek Chisora is the definition of credibility, then yes, he's credible.
No, however, I said Derek Chisora is a credible opponent. I'm not saying that he's fully credentialed in heavyweight, but Derek Chisora is absolutely a credible opponent. But carry on.
So what I'm saying is that if beating Derek Chisora is the definition of how you become credible at heavyweight, then if that is the definition, then yes, Usyk is credible, and I will leave it at that. Now, in terms of punching power, I want to, for a minute, if we may, compare Usyk to two fighters, David Haye and Chris Bird. Now, David Haye, a cruiserweight similar to Usyk. However, the difference between Usyk and David Haye is that David Haye had a punch at cruiserweight, which he carried up to heavyweight. And because of that punch and his ambush style of fighting, he had moderate success at the weight, right? He actually beat some good heavyweights. And the glaring difference between Usyk and David Haye, of course, is the punching power.
And the boxing skill in Usyk's favor.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. No question. I mean, another glaring difference. I agree wholeheartedly. And I would also say that David Haye was a bit more defensively sound than is Usyk. So defense, I think, should also figure into the boxing ability aspect, because I don't think that I think that David Haye was able to exhibit a little bit better defense than what Usyk has been able to do thus far, and against a better quality of opposition at heavyweight. But that remains to be seen. We'll see when Usyk fights somebody, one of the higher tier heavyweights, what his defense looks like. So that remains to be seen. But this segues into the comparison to Chris Bird, which Chris Bird having certain things in common with Usyk, such as the lack of a heavyweight punch. However, Chris Bird, who beat some credible heavyweights, had exceptionally good defense. Okay? And we saw Chris Bird was able to have some good success at heavyweight because of his boxing ability, being as defensively sound as he was. Usyk is not Chris Bird. All right? He's not. So, and look, I don't think that punching power is the end all be all. It's not. Okay? Far from. However, when you lack punch and defense, I think that's a problem. And you can get away with it at the lighter weight classes where guys aren't hitting as hard. But as a cruiserweight coming up to heavyweight, having defensive liabilities is to your detriment. So yeah, I get the argument that punching power isn't all that it's cracked up to be, or it's not the end all be all. And yes, I agree. And a lack of punching power does not necessarily mean that you can't beat some good fighters. But when you have a lack of punching power coupled with suspect defense at heavyweight, I just see that as potentially being a big problem for Usyk to negotiate in the division.
I mean, I got you, man. But I think Usyk is good enough to first and foremost beat the likes of Joe Joyce. Although I do like Joyce, I just think that Usyk possesses the ability to outbox Joyce for 12 rounds. I just think he does. Not saying that Joyce is a bad fighter. I like him, but I favor Usyk to win that fight. If he gets in the ring with Anthony Joshua, I think he also poses some problems for AJ. Although me personally, I favor AJ to beat Usyk, but I do give Usyk a shot because he is that good of a boxer. My point is this right here, okay? You're talking about Usyk's next two potential fights, right? This is his next two potential fights would be David Haye, not David Haye, Joe Joyce or Anthony Joshua. He can very well win both of those fights. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're talking about a guy who says, okay, he doesn't have very much punching power, but at the same time, he's fighting a guy that can be touched in Anthony Joshua. And you never know how he's going to react once he gets touched. I'm not going to say his chin is bad, but what I will say, he has been stopped before, okay? And he has been put down as well. So, I don't know if the punching power would be that great of a difference or a deal breaker in the fight with Anthony Joshua. And I think as long as he doesn't get beat up too bad against Joyce, I think he can last 12 rounds with him and beat him to a decision. So, when I look at his path right now, with his next two opponents in line, I think Usyk could very well be in a predicament where he can be successful at least for his next two fights.
I
considering the opponents.
I don't think Usyk wins his next fight, be it Joshua or Joyce, to be completely honest with you, because I don't think Usyk is a real heavyweight. And I think that, look, he hasn't beaten anybody at heavyweight. I mean, yeah, Chisora was credible, but Chisora is also old. And, the guys at the top, they're all not Derek Chisora. And I saw Usyk going life and death with an old, washed up heavyweight. So, yeah, I honestly just don't have the faith in Usyk that you do. I personally think he loses his next fight, be it Joyce or Joshua.
Okay, but Derek Chisora, that's the same Derek Chisora that went life and death with Dillian White. And before Dillian stopped him, he was up massively on the cards against Dillian. So, I mean, you may not think Chisora is that good of a fighter, but, I mean, at the end of the day, anybody that stepped into the ring with him will tell you differently. I mean, the scorecards will tell you differently.
No, it's not that I don't think Chisora is a good fighter. He's an old fighter. He was an old man. He looked like an old man in an Usyk fight. Okay,
I got you. Yeah.
So it wasn't his best performance.
It wasn't his best performance. I agree with that.
Had Chisora been 10 years younger, it would have been a different fight. But guess what? Had Chisora been 10 years younger, Usyk wouldn't have fought him. Okay, trust and believe. So yeah, I need to see Usyk fight and beat somebody at heavyweight. But he's trying to get the AJ fight. He's been wanting AJ for quite some time. That's why they're fighting so hard to make the fight. Well, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Team Usyk is being a bit unreasonable here. And the reason being is because the fact of the matter is they need Joshua more than Joshua needs them.
Man? Usyk. Look, Fight Doc, let's be real, man. How long has Usyk been the mandatory for the WBO? The WBO stepped in at this point and said, hey, look, this dude's been waiting way too long to fight against you, AJ. You're not making undisputed. It's his time now. Usyk has been a heavyweight for like 3 years already.
Okay, listen, I get that Usyk has followed all the rules.
And in a mandatory spot, too, must I add.
Right, and that's he basically inherited the number one position when he moved up. But
I wouldn't say inherited. He earned it by being undisputed.
Those are the rules of the WBO. When you
but he earned it though. Yeah,
earned it how? How did he earn a shot at the? How did he earn his mandatory position at heavyweight when he's beaten nobody? Honestly, beating
Man, he's earned it. He's earned it because he was undisputed at cruiser.
Yeah, but here's the deal: what you do at a lower weight class has no bearing on what you do at your current weight class. I'm sorry.
But listen to me. Hold up. That's two different things. That's two different things. What you're talking about, Fight Doctor. When I say he earned it, is what I'm saying. Listen to me closely. He earned it based on the rules. He meets all the criteria to earn him a spot to mandate the champion at the upper weight class. He earned that by checking off all the check boxes to get the fight. Now, if you say, hey, I don't think he's fought nobody to get that spot, that's two totally different things. That's an opinion that's an opinion versus criteria.
That's exactly the same thing. That's exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is this: is that yes, he has inherited the mandatory position because of how the rules at the WBO work. Yes, he inherited that position, okay, from the WBO because of how their rules work. But did he earn it? Does his title, does his status is mandatory? Does it have merit? In my opinion, no. Now, it has merit according to the rules of the WBO, but in my mind, he inherited this position. He never earned it by beating a credible fighter, a real credible fighter at heavyweight, a threat. Who did he beat? He hasn't beaten anybody.
Okay, so all right, okay, hold up. So all right, so let's do this right here, right? So I'm gonna give you my top 5 heavyweights, right? And this is no particular order. I'm just giving you my top 5 guys. You got Fury, AJ, Wilder, Luis Ortiz, and Dillian White. That's my top 5 guys. Okay. Now, Usyk hasn't fought any of those top 5 guys, right? But 4 of those top 5 guys, when Usyk got into the division, was mixing it up with one another. 2 of those guys were going to fight for undisputed, okay, while Usyk waits on the back burner to fight the mandatory spot, right? So now, after the top 5 guys, who would you like to have seen Usyk fight? He's already fought one of the guys within the top 10, which is Derek Chisora. So that means we have 4 other fights that Usyk could have in order to satisfy what you think earns him a spot with the WBO. Who are those 5 guys? Who's the other 4 guys?
Honestly, you know what? Here, I would need to pull up. Let me pull up the top 10 list on ESPN's website, and then I'll tell you who I think he should need to beat.
I got the Ring, which is pretty much the ESPN list.
Yep. All right. Well, wait. Let me
name the guys for you. I can name the guys.
Let me pull. I'm in front of my computer right now. I'm going to pull up Ring Magazine's current rankings at heavyweight. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second, and then we can hash this out. Ring Magazine. What is the Ring Magazine?
I got the Ring right here in front of me.
All right, so here, because I want to be able to see it for myself and just.
No, I got you. Yeah. It makes it easier to break your point down when you can put your eyeballs on it.
Mm-hmm. Ratings. Okay, I'm here. Ratings. My computer is super slow. Heavyweight. All right, here we go. Heavyweight.
Let me grab my laptop too so I can look with you.
All right, so champion, Fury, Joshua, Wilder, Dillian White, Joseph Parker, Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz, Michael Hunter, Alexander Povetkin, Oscar Rivas, and then they got Usyk at number 10. Right.
Usyk, So he's sitting on the back end. He's sitting on the back end of the top 10.
Why can't you beat a Joseph Parker? Okay, an ex-titleist.
Well, that's a good fight. That's a good fight.
Yeah, look, listen. If he would have, instead of beating old man Chisora, had he fought Joseph Parker, okay, now you have some credibility. some credibility, okay? Because at least you beat somebody uh, with a pulse, okay? Not much of a pulse, but somebody with a pulse, okay? But yeah, but old man Chisora, yeah, I don't think beating an old man Chisora mandates a shot at the number one or number two heavyweight in the world. I just don't, you know. Maybe had he dominated him or something, maybe you can make the argument, but that didn't happen. You know, Chisora was winning rounds off of Usyk. And actually, you know, look, Chisora might have been up after the first 6 rounds. Okay, so yeah, but look, man, I gotta hit the sack because I gotta be at work first thing in the morning. It's already getting at 2 o'clock, and I've been up
Yeah,
all
yeah.
day.
No, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. No, it's all
Yeah,
good. We'll finish chopping this up tomorrow, man. It's always nice talking to you, Fight Doctor.
man, the pleasure was all mine, brother. Until the next go round.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you
All
later,
right,
man.
peace.
All right, EJ, deuces.
Peace out, AJ. Yeah, EJ.
But everyone's bounced, so I'm gonna bounce as well. So everyone take care. Talk to you soon. Peace.